I'm Rezlar.
I'm Frosty.
As nobody's really engaged quite yet.
Yep. Oh, there we have a bit of. Oh, is that a triple stun for the Mystic?
And welcome back to the Value Pack. And welcome everybody to another episode of the Value Pack. We are joined today by the lovely and beautiful and handsome and very sexy Nayashe. Thank you for joining us.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Sorry for missing last week. If you were a part of the Discord, you would know that I was on vacation. So we were kind of wondering what we were going to do. Maybe we could do like a short episode early or something. And we basically just decided to skip it because it's just kind of a pain. So we're back this week. Thank you so much for commenting and watching last episode with Sacha. It was a really good time, really fun. But today we got some good shit to talk about because Guardian is out on NA, and also the Awakening. We have footage of the Awakening. It's on. It's not in KR yet, right? It's just on Global Test Lab.
No, it's in KR. It's out now.
Oh, it's out in KR.
Yeah, KR has.
Okay, so it's out in KR. Cool. And then also the other big thing that we got to talk about today is the Succession nerfs. That's on Global Test Lab, right?
Yeah, I can't believe you even asked if it's out on KR. You know they're the alpha server. Why would it not be?
Yeah,
there?
I always forget that's like it's like 50-50 on who gets what first, either Global Test Lab or KR. But so short amount of topics, but I have a feeling it's going to last a good amount of time. So let's get into it. What are y'all's first impressions of Guardian? Have y'all played it?
Like level 15.
Okay, so no.
I have played it a tiny bit and studied it extensively. I actually know, like, I have a group of friends that all are like leveled it up to 60. So I've been PvPing with them both at Polyforest, which by the way has been fucking epic lately because of the Guardians there and like people power leveling. There's just been so many GVGs and PvP at Polyforest. It reminds me of the old Pirates days, dude.
Yeah.
It's
I've definitely killed a few. Does that count?
No, because you're just there by yourself. So you're like that dude that's at the pool by himself peeing in it, you know? You're that guy.
I don't quite get that analogy, but
you know, it's just awkward.
okay, Monka.
So well, right now it's fucking slow. I mean, like really, really slow, and it's missing a lot. Cause all right, so it has absolutes, which is actually, I think, unless I'm mistaken, even the Archer didn't get them at launch. The Guardian is the first class to get absolutes like on release, which kind of makes sense. It was dumb to hold those separate, but it doesn't have Rebam skills, or Awakening or Succession. So you can tell its kit is just missing some shit. So that's first off. But I don't know. Like for a foundation, I think it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So I currently have it at level 51. I actually just hit 51. Just kind of slowly grinding my way up. And it is like I was explaining to Nayashe earlier, like it is slow, but they did a really good job of like making things go together really well, honestly. So it doesn't like feel like it's slow but not clunky is basically what I explained to him like earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're making it sound like everything just like there was a balance between the slowness and how.
Yeah, they did a really good job of making everything really like smooth and flow together as long as you like know the right skills and shit.
And they gave it an SA super armor, so win-win, right?
An SA super armor, dude. That's redundant.
An SA super armor, dude.
Grab, I mean.
Oh, yeah. Frontal guard, dude.
Dude, it no, I actually completely agree. Like it is slow and lumbering, and I think like the skills aren't super impactful in like PvP right now, just because again it's not Succession, so the damage will probably be way higher in Succession, and it's not Awakening. But the skills flow really well together. Like they go
Yeah.
from one to another, and actually there's like a learning curve too. There's kind of a lot of shit on there.
Yeah, it's
to
not.
figure out.
From what I've seen, even at level 15, it doesn't seem like completely like a brain dead kind of playstyle.
Yeah. And it actually seems like so like one of my kind of bigger complaints with whenever like Striker and Mystic came out is I felt like a lot of their skills were like useless. I was like, well, a lot of this doesn't.
Yeah, everything's gated by a couple of abilities.
Yeah, I was like, this doesn't seem very useful. It seems like you're kind of spamming like the same abilities over and over again. But actually, like looking at the Guardian abilities, I think they did a really good job of making them all really good in like different cases, honestly. But I don't know. It's kind of the same with like Archer. Like Archer has all these like different things, but it's like there's only like in pre-awakening, there's only like 3 that you use. So
Right.
it's like, well, okay, like whatever.
Its grab animation still is cool, and I know the awakening grab animation is really cool, but the pre-awakening one just feels like when we're running around at Poly and someone's like griefing our spot, freaking Musas that just run ahead of us forever. When you see one of the Guardians get a grab, it's so satisfying, dude. How they pick him up by his fucking throat.
Yeah,
That shit's
and
fun.
then it'll be even better with the awakening.
Yeah, that poke stab grab thing is crazy.
That's what the
Stolen straight out of fucking For Honor, dude.
Dude, it really pisses me off that they use that animation. I like a long time ago. I said if they were ever to give Mewa a grab in Awakening, it
Do
would
that,
be
like that.
just like how they did. You literally would just take your spear, poke them, and then throw them over. Literally the same animation I envisioned. So yeah, a little pissed.
Good thing they never did that. That would be busted.
Yeah, totally. I would totally chase up to you all the time just to grab you.
Chase grab.
Walk away, reset the fight.
Shoot arrows, shoot arrows, shoot arrows. Grabs off cooldown. Here I come.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
That'd be such a cancer playstyle.
The skill animations also look really good when you're actually like around the class. I love the way they made the rocks look. They look epic as hell.
Yeah, I kind of when I first saw like the rocks, I was kind of like, that's kind of like lame. But actually, like I don't mind them. Pretty cool. Not as impressive as some other classes, but I mean, pretty dope.
For pre-awakening though, it's relatively impressive compared to other classes. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, outside of like Ninja, I always felt like most of the pre-awakening animations aren't that flashy. I guess Wizwitch, but
Yeah, Wizwitch. I think like Warrior has some really good, like Scars is really good dope. But yeah, for pre-awakening, it's really good.
and they're getting Succession.
They are getting Succession, has been confirmed. Still hasn't even talked about Archer Succession, so at this point, you can basically assume that it's not going to happen. So if you were holding out for Archer Succession, yeah, it's probably just don't expect it. Which, why would you, really? I was kind of talking about this the other day, because, like, I like as an Archer now, and, like, kind of I'm starting to get to the point where I'm getting a feel for it in PvE, like 1v1s. So, like, Archer is like Witch and Wizard and large scale. It's just brain dead. You don't even have to, like, know what you're doing to be good at it. But in 1v1s, it's actually, like, pretty difficult. I won't say it's, like, insanely hard, but you have to know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm starting to, like, kind of be able to hold myself in 1v1s against most people, I'm realizing, like, the pre-awakening is not super useful. So it's like, why would you even want to do just pre-awakening on Archer? Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense, honestly. It's just not good. Like,
and judging based on like the Ranger Succession, the Ranger pre-awakening, Archer awakening, Archer pre-awakening, I feel like it would just be so much redundancy anyway.
Yeah, it's like how many like just add more crossbows.
Range arrow skills could you do?
And like, what do? It already has fairly good protections on Archer's kit, and it's pre-awakened and awakened, so
they could do a guided arrow. That'd be kind of fun.
Oh God, no.
That would be
A
dope.
guide, like a predator missile, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like in
It's
Diablo
like
2.
D2.
Yeah, D2 guided arrows.
The
man.
bow is on. You just do guided arrow and you spam it. And,
They could do that. They could also do like an arrow where when it hits one target, it like pierces and splits, and then hits multiple targets around it. That'd be kind of cool.
see, that would be pretty cool, but then you'd have to drastically reduce the damage of that arrow. Otherwise, it'd be busted.
I think you increase the damage of it. You know.
Easy.
Yeah, but outside of that kind of stuff, I don't know. I just feel like there's not much you could do with arrows
I mean,
now.
I think Shy Succession should be like a full ban.
A full band.
band. I like it, dude.
I mean,
The Shy conjures like spirit creatures to like play the piano and like the fucking saxophone and shit.
you become a hippie in a van, and you just, when you open up, just hotboxing.
Jesus.
That's what I say.
So Guardian, are you gonna play? I actually know a lot of people that are gonna reroll to it.
To a Guardian?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm on the fence about like how it's gonna survive in large scale. As somebody who rerolled to Warrior Succession, really enjoyed it, like honestly really enjoyed it, and then went to large scale and hated my fucking life because I had to rely on frontal guards and super armors. I'm like, okay, why would I reroll to this class that relies on frontal guards and super armors? It just
Well,
doesn't make sense to me.
its engages look pretty solid, so it might be a good initiator with the Awakening kit. What's the disengages?
I mean, at the end of the day, you need PA if you're gonna ball v ball fight. So.
True. So, I mean, it might be just like one of those types of classes that acts as an engage type class. Like how old school Warrior was, sort of.
Yeah, I don't know.
By the way, random side note, because you mentioned Warrior, Lucari's back, dude.
Is he
Is
really?
He was streaming BDO yesterday.
For like the 20th time?
Apparently. I don't know
I
what
think he
guild
does
he's
it every once in a while, though.
in.
Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think he's
'cause-
like seriously back.
Yeah, exactly. He does the same thing that everyone else does when they quote unquote quit this game. They quit the game, they go play other games for a couple months, and then they realize, damn, every other game fucking sucks. And then they come back to BDO, play for a little while, and they go, damn, this game fucking sucks.
Was he like playing on Guardian or something?
No, he was on Warrior. Dude, he actually has so much gear still. I'm trying to
Of course
think if
he
I can
does.
remember. He's like if I remember correctly, he was like he's like 286, 281, 318 or something.
Jeez.
God, that man
Apparently-
up, that year in
Ooh.
man up was crazy. It's getting
Yeah.
rich, man. Holy shit. Anyway, so yeah, I mean the large scale thing is kind of a concern, but to me, from what I've seen and like how their block works, like even in game right now, like so a friend of mine and I were testing, and he's 301 DP, but his block, like I think their block is actually stronger than like Falcon Warrior. It's like kind of nutty, their block.
Really?
Dude, I was
Wait, Awaken?
No,
Awaken
the
or
pre-awaken. I don't know if the awaken is different, but their pre-awaken block, the Guardian's pre-awaken block, is like super tanky. Like can't. So we were testing if I hit like a ninja. I mean, obviously, like a ninja is different, but we were testing like a ninja, Sork, and the Guardian. And when I hit a ninja's block, like all at the same DP, the ninja's block, I was on Sork at the time, so one Dream of Doom would break the block. On the Sork, one Dream of Doom would break it or bring it to like 5%. And then on the Guardian, Dream of Doom would like bring it to like 81%. And then I'd have to hit it like a few times. It was like that much different.
Jesus. Oh, yeah, it's probably because they want it to be a class that's like an engage style, which would make sense based on how the Awakening kind of lets them Phoenix in.
Yeah, and they have
If they have a strong block like that, that's usually what that kind of stuff's intended.
Right. And I don't know if in Awakening it's the same, but their pre-Awaken, their block has super armor also. It's not just frontal guard. So you can't CC them in the back.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got more of that cancer to deal with? Oh my god.
Wait, what? Sorry, say that again.
When you're blocking in pre-Awakening on Guardian, I don't know if it's the same in Awakening, but when you're blocking, it's like Warrior and Valk. You have SA, so you can't be CC'd in the back.
Oh, it's 360 super armor when you're blocking?
Yeah.
They got the no-fly zone on the boat.
Yeah, except for, again, like, how useful is that when everybody's walking around with 290 AP? Like, again, I question.
I mean, it is useful. If you're against people that are 290 AP, you gotta get some DP, man. Or
Well,
otherwise,
it's useful in the way that they do have some iframes, so
yeah, they do.
they could
Yeah.
arguably
Good iframes
they could.
too.
It's
Yeah.
funny, whenever I was at like 297 DP, Frosty just told me, dude, you just gotta get DP. And then I hit 309, and I still died in 2 hits. So
I
it's-
know, but like 309 is such a small difference, dude.
Oh my god.
You need pen
shut
armors,
up.
man. It is, dude. Ask Nayashe. He's 309.
Yeah,
From
it's-
297, dude?
it doesn't matter.
I mean, you're talking like 290 AP is the reference point you're giving. Like that's so much AP.
you gotta look at DP like, how can I survive chip damage rather than how do I survive a combo, in all honesty, because until you get to the point where you're like 346 or higher DP, you're not really thinking about surviving too many combos.
I just think I really think the whole just get more DP argument is just trying to avoid the fact that DR is just dog shit.
Well, yeah, that's
Like,
what-
people with DP don't build DR, they build evasion because DR is dog shit.
Well, sure, but even still, like, then build evasion.
Yeah, you want me to build evasion on Guardian, dude?
Well, I also
that
don't
thing is-
agree. I don't agree that DR is like completely dog shit. Like, you're way overblowing it. Like, it's not.
Zethion's building evasion on Warrior.
Yeah, he's building on a warrior. There you go, dude.
He's using his Vanguards now.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to compete against people that are 290 AP, like, just you need DP. That's just how it is, fortunately. All right. Well, what about Awakening Guardian? Have you guys watched any of the Awakening?
I think it looks cool as fuck, but
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It does, dude. I like the lava, kinda. The lava pools thing is kind of dope.
it does have some decent mobility, but it still looks like most of the abilities are kind of quote unquote stationary. You know, I don't know how you guys feel about that. It just looks like everything kind of plants you
Yeah, a
for
little
like
bit.
a moment.
It's hard to tell because I don't know it super well, but yeah, it does seem that way. And it looks like I don't know. It looks like when they're in their awakening, at least a lot of the ones I've watched, they almost never go to pre-awakening. So it doesn't look like you see swap that much. Maybe you do. I don't know. And people are just new to it, so they're not doing it that much.
Yeah, it's possible.
Also, the grab takes place of the pre-awakening grab. Have you seen that, Rez?
Yeah,
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, you
Same
don't
with
get
the
both. You get
debuff.
one or the other.
Interesting.
because they have like some sort of weird class buff or e buff in their pre-awakening kit, and it gets the awakening has its own iteration of it that it
Yeah, that is
like-
kind of interesting. You have an e-buff on your pre-awakening. That's the only class that has it, I think.
It's either an e buff or just a class buff. 'Cause
Well-
most classes have their own like class buff or class
Yeah.
skill.
But-
yeah, that's
But
what
in
I was about to
pre-awakening,
say.
do any of them have it in pre-awakening though? I don't think so.
Well,
I mean,
arguably
are
you
we
could say
counting sword
Tiger Blade,
absorption?
yeah.
Are we counting the
No.
Tamer
This
Pet
is a-
absorption?
No. Well, I guess you could count the Tamer Pet absorption, but this one is like legitimate. Just you pop it. It's 30-second with 3-minute cooldown. It's like it's an e-buff.
yeah, it's like Tiger Blade or PA. I think that's what it's supposed to be an equivalent of, or maybe the Witch Wizard's speed cast, speed spell
Yeah.
is what it's more like.
So
rather
it
than-
gives. Wow, this is actually pretty fucking good. So it's all AP plus 20, critical hit rate plus 50%, all accuracy rate plus 15%, movement speed plus 30%, and critical hit damage plus 20%.
Yeah, that's just an e-buff.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
fucking good. Jesus.
Yeah, so that must be their version of a class buff or whatever. They just get a straight up e buff in main skill.
Well,
But
now-
they get a different one in Awakening?
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah, it replaces it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's kind of weird, but at least now they don't have to release a class buff when Succession comes out and pretend like it's something new. It's
Yeah,
already
true.
there, I guess. Yeah, it is kind of odd, but their passive is cool. Wait, you're on your Guardian right now, right, Russ?
Yeah.
All right. Can you? I don't even know where they are in the skill tree, but can you read the passives? Because the Guardian passives are actually kind of unique.
It's all critical hit damage.
Well, critical hit damage and HP on hit on every skill that's off cooldown.
Where's that at?
I don't know. I might have to go look and find it. I think it's 100 for one-handed strikes and 200 for two-handed strikes per hit on skills that are off cooldown. It might be a limited number of skills, but I think it actually is all of them. One sec. Let me pull up the tree.
And it's a passive, or is it on the skill?
No, it's passive.
It's a passive.
Hold on, I'll find it. Sorry for the dead air, people. Yeah, it's right underneath your auto attack. Dragon's Calling.
Right underneath the auto attack.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what this does? I keep seeing it on my buff bar. I was like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, read that shit, dude. It's actually kind of crazy. It has so much shit.
Okay, so movement speed, attack speed, cast speed, minus 20% for 10 seconds. Upon landing a one-handed skill, critical hit plus 1 for 20 seconds, HP recovery plus 100%. Upon landing a two-handed skill, critical hit rate plus 2 for 20 seconds, HP recovery plus 200. And then it lists all of the one-handed and two-handed skills. It increases the stacks up to 10 stacks, and the effects don't apply while the skill is on cooldown.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool... That's a unique passive. That's a lot of
That is.
sustain,
Yeah,
too.
that's pretty cool.
I was wondering what was key. I was like, why am I not having to use pots? Like, like I wasn't really like thinking too hard about it,
Yikes.
but I realized a while back I was like, I'm not having to use any pots. I wonder what I'm using that's giving me HP back. Apparently, it's everything.
Yeah, I also think it's kind of cool that they separate one-handed and two-handed skills.
Yeah, for sure.
Just a little bit unique.
I honestly think Guardian was PA's legitimate attempt at making a frontliner. I really think it is.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they took Zerker and just they kind of made it more of a flanker, and then Warrior is like, unless you're Succession Warrior, it's kind of like the Awakened Warrior is more like a flanker, not really a flanker, but yeah, kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
They're like a mid-range. They're like a mid-range flanker / engager. They don't really want to engage, but they might.
Right.
They're kind of hesitant. But then, yeah, the Guardian seems like more like a true flanker or a true engager. I mean, at least based on the skills. I mean, mind you, I haven't seen much of the actual gameplay.
So one of the things I noticed in Awakening when I was watching this video of the Guardian fighting the Archer is he would use that dash skill and like mouse move it backwards, which actually looked a lot like the way teleport works with mouse move.
The Phoenix one?
Yeah.
Awakening?
Yeah, he would like use it, but then land like right where he started and like hit the dude or CC him with it or whatever it does. Which is kind of cool looking.
Interesting.
Also, the animation of that skill is so nice.
Yeah, it is. It's really dope. I'm kind of glad that they, like I said, whenever we saw the Awakening outfit, I was worried that they were going to make it like a lot less like brutal, like brutish, I guess I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that they did a good job of like keeping that kind of theme while also having like the whole like goddess type like look and feel to it. They did a good job, honestly.
Yeah, I actually think now after seeing both, I actually think the Awakening outfit looks nicer than the pre-Awakened one. But maybe it's just because everyone has the pre-Awakened one, so I'm kind of like...
I love the pre-Awakening one, honestly.
How does it die? Does it die well?
I haven't even checked. I like how it is normally. I like how you can actually hide your cape to hide like the bear thing.
Mm-hmm.
it almost looks like a totally different outfit, honestly.
Right.
It goes from being like this wilderness, like came down from the mountains looking type shit, and it goes to like gladiator in the arena. Like, I don't know. To me, it just looks like very different. Honestly, I kind of like it. It's like a 2-in-1 deal.
So how's it gonna fare against Meiwa?
Well, I mean, so far fighting the pre-awakening has not been a big.
Yeah, I feel like they don't do any damage right now with the way it's set
They
up.
deal damage. I've gotten hit by one, but they're just as long as you just avoid the super armor grab, their frontal guard is available to be.
Dragon bit.
Yeah, they get dragon bit right in the boot.
Dude, that's my favorite thing. No, I don't want to start a whole side debate, but I love when mooses tell me they don't have any engages when Dragon Bite's that low of a cooldown.
Yeah, but dragon bite's also a little clunky sometimes too. It's not as great as you might think.
It's pretty great though.
It's not bad. It's not.
Dragon Bite's so good. Is the Meiwa one any different, or is it the exact same?
No, they're the same. Except ours does a stiff, theirs does a stun.
Right.
So
right.
Moose's is arguably better.
Well, it depends how you look at it, though, right? Because like,
No, it's better.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like on other classes, usually like the stiffness is better because then that way you can still get a float and a refloat after it.
Yeah, but for Moose's playstyle, it actually works out pretty good. Like in Succession, so hypothetically speaking, in Succession, it's actually fine with D-Bite being a stiff because 4 blind thrust is actually a stun, so it's a great follow-up to D-Bite. Because generally when you D-Bite, you back up, you do a back chase too, unless you know for a fact you're going to land it.
Right.
So usually you do a poke and then you back up with chase. So you usually have some distance between you and your opponent after you realize like, oh shit, I actually got that stiff. But you can use 4 blind thrusts in succession to do the stun. The problem is the 4 blind thrust in succession is Garbo for catches on like the absolute version. So I kind of don't have it learned. So I mostly just follow up stiff, and then I float, and then try to kill him in one combo, which you pretty much can because blooming's pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in a perfect world scenario, the D-Bite as a stiff for Meiwa is fine, at least in succession. And it's fine for Awakening too. I mean, Moonrise has a stun stab on it, so it's and you can also just float him with left click, forward left click with Awakening because it's a float on just that little swing, that upward swing.
This is also kind of off topic a little bit, but Rez, now that you've been an archer for however long, what matchups are a nightmare for you so far, and which ones are easy?
What matchups are a nightmare? What matchups are easy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, I'm just starting to kind of be like decent at 1v1s, so don't take my word as gospel. But for me personally, wizards and witches are usually pretty easy, just because they're like super predictable. But I mean, if we're not counting the 2 classes that are like literal dog shit in PvP or 1v1s rather, then I would say like Striker's pretty easy. Zerker's actually pretty easy. Like any classes that rely a lot on like super armors, where I can just like keep kind of like doing damage to them. It's pretty free, TBH. The harder classes are, as always, like the iframers, just because it's hard to like CC them. But it's like it's so much easier to deal with them on Archer than like Zerker, obviously. But it's just like being able to use a million protected CCs, some of which can be from range, is like way better than having to Lava Piercer in and try and grapple.
I was watching, well, we were doing like a King of the Hill the other day, and General Moores was there, and Monty was there, and this Valk was like kind of running through everyone. But one of the fights was funny because Monty was like, his movement was like perfect. He's shooting all these arrows, he's dashing everything, and like the fight goes on for like 20 seconds, and then right around second 21, the Valk Celestial Spirit, and it literally killed him. from full health from far away. I was like, oh no. That
Yep.
shit looked so funny.
Yeah, it feels bad.
Anything else, Guardian, we want to talk about?
Guardian related?
Not this time. Not until we see more, and then the Awakening gets released in what, February?
February
Yeah.
5th, yeah.
I'm really just like, I'm waiting to like get a better feel for it and see more of it from other people
Yeah.
before I really make like too harsh
That's
of
the thing.
judgments.
Yeah, like I need to wait to see more players get on the Awakening kit. Give them like a month or so to get used to it, because that's when they'll have like at least some time to figure out most of the decent cancels and combos. So then I'll kind of get an idea of how the playstyle is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Know how-
Like
And
I've
then
only fought one Guardian and I clapped him, so it's kind of hard for me to
Yeah.
like. He didn't know what he was doing. He was just like using all the skills that he grinds with, and I just kind of killed him. So it's like whatever.
I haven't determined if it's a, I'm gonna be baby raging every time I see a Guardian like I do Succession Warrior.
No matter how much your block might be good, doesn't matter whenever you're on the ground and I have full bloom. So
Pretty much.
True.
full bloom is so bullshit, by the way. Like, you think you know how bullshit that skill is, and then you use it as an archer, and you're like, oh god, it's so much worse.
What was I gonna say? That February 5th patch is gonna be fat though, man. Because we're getting we don't have maintenance next week. And I know we're going to talk about the Succession stuff in a sec, but on that day, we're getting the Ranger, Sork, Valk, Ninja nerfs. We're getting the Zerker buffs. We're getting Guardian Awakening, like all in one fucking day. It's fat patch.
Yeah, that's dope. Well, aren't they skipping a week, I thought?
Yeah. So February 5th, we're getting
so
that. There's no maintenance
this week, this
Wednesday,
upcoming week. Yeah. So it'll be next. Okay.
And then Archer's they're fixing an issue where your hair waved unrealistically when grappled. So that's cool.
Oh, good. That was really bugging me.
That used to be the Sork joke.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I can count the amount of times I've been grappled on one hand. Like, honestly.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, when you get... Like, if you fight someone like Sammy's really good at grabbing out a meteor dive. Whenever I try to do it, I get fucking stiffened. But there's like a technique to it.
Well, is your grab protected?
I can count on one hand how many times Chase Iframe has actually successfully dodged the grab.
No, and his isn't either, but you can, there's like a timing where you can, like, if you anticipate the meteor dive, you can, like, grab at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. See, it's really easy to grab, like, meteor dive on Zerker is like a death sentence because protected grab, so you just grab them out of it every time.
Right.
That's what I would do to, like, that's how I won, like, most of my fights whenever I fought Jordan back in the day on Zerker. Is he would meteor dive over me, and I'm just like, okay, I win. There is so many people at Helms. Oh, God.
Really?
I just saw, like, 2 people running out on my way in, and there's 2 people AFK at the horse spot. All Guardians, of course.
Yeah, Helm's, I forgot Helm's like a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that's the place I go to after, like, Catfish and Anches, whenever I'm leveling. From 52 to, like, 56, usually. Unless I want to go higher.
Real quick, so before... Alright, I'm going to interject this topic. The 2-person grind spot. Did you watch that video I sent?
Yeah, I forgot.
I think they're calling it well, in Korea, it's called Shadow Knight's Monastery, but it's basically in the Bloody Monastery. And they've, like, redesigned it to be...
I really like the idea of going back to old spots nobody uses and making them, like, good.
Yeah, especially 2-person, dude. Like, we need a few 2-person party grind spots. We need, because this one's like a really high-end one. I think they need to put one that's more like Mansham's level, and then one for like noobs. Because I don't know, man. 2-person is great because you don't have to try to look for a group. You don't have to commit super long if you and your friend are gonna play together.
Yeah,
It's such a good, like, it's perfect, dude. Two-person
Yeah,
grind
two
spots
person's
would
a
be
lot
good.
easier to like maintain and put together.
And it's like, I don't know, I feel like it'll also motivate you if you're not that into grinding. It's way less shitty if you're grinding with a friend, you know? And there's going to be PvP,
Yeah.
dude. There's going to be, like, people fighting over those spots, and I think that's going to be fun, man.
No,
But
I agree. Like, the PvP would definitely be there for sure.
this one's pretty high end. So they say, like, 280 AP is recommended to be efficient, and apparently they hit, like, Sakrea mobs, so you can't have, like, no DP. So for me, I'm excited about that. But I think they need to have a spot similar to that that's for a little bit lower gear. And then I guess they haven't announced what it is yet, but they said it's going to drop a new accessory. It's not, so the grind spot's on Global Labs, but the accessory is not yet. So
Interesting.
Wonder what that's going to be. What accessory are we missing? So we already have we don't have it, but the Deboreka neck. Actually, since no one can grind Ash Forest, maybe they're going to put it there.
No one can grind Ash Forest. By the way, something I forgot to mention with Guardian that I personally found kind of interesting. So you know how a lot of classes have like a press space to like use the skill at any time sort of thing?
Yeah.
So Guardian has that, but it's their 100%.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Wait, so
It's
like
their 100%.
that's the only thing the spacebar is used for? Is their ult?
No. You can use it without
a
the
follow.
100%.
It's a flow type ability, but it's also it's 100%.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But you can use it like you can use the 100% off cooldown as well, which I thought was nice. But
what is their 100%? I don't even know.
Kind of interesting. Like you don't usually see those abilities being like BSRs, let alone 100%. So I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's different.
Yeah, I wonder how many times that's going to accidentally go off until people start locking.
Right.
Yeah, is her 100% any good?
I mean, on Catfish, yeah, it's pretty good.
Hell yeah. Are people actually at Catfish?
Well, they got
it. No, you don't have to do that anymore.
What's the 50 quest again?
Now you just talk to your Black Spirit. He gives you this mirror. You right click it and you're done.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they really simplified that, huh?
Dude, the Catfish thing was so annoying. though.
It was mostly just to travel there, but like you remember back in the old days when you first like were getting your first 50 up there, that shit was especially because you didn't know how to like do mechanics properly and defend yourself appropriately and position properly. It was just like, it's cancer. I remember
one of my favorite things to do, like back in the day, like before, like pre-Medaya, was you could camp the spot where they would have to like fight. It wasn't a Catfish back in the day. It was Jordine. They had to fight Jordine, and or Belmorn, I guess, the demon guy who took over Jordine. But you can literally sit in the spot because the second they finished the fight, they would hit 50 and become able to be PvP'd. So you can literally just watch them fight it, and then the second they finished it, you could just run up to them flagged and kill them, and just be like, "Welcome to PvP." Such a douchebag move.
Hey, whatever.
All right, what next? Nerfs?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be our biggest topic.
All right, let me not grind for this so I can do some reading here. All right, dude. All right, we'll start from the top. So succession nerfs on Global Labs to a bunch of classes. Starting with Sorceress. So their Prime Abyssal Flame PvP damage has been adjusted for certain situations to use normal hit damage instead of charged hit damage. So I'm not 100% sure what that affects. If it's just the iframe or the turn backslash one.
It mostly affects their ability to do that cancel to get that damage out with the Basically, it did the charge damage instead of the normal damage. So they nerfed that kind of situation. That's my understanding of it from how someone explained it.
Yeah, I was told the turnback version of it still works though, which is like the actual busted one. I mean, the iframe one is overly strong too, but so with the turnback one, you can, if you press SC, it starts the turnback animation, and you press LMB RMB, and it'll cancel the rest of the turnback animation and instantly cast a fully charged one. And it doesn't have a stamina cost or anything, and you can just spam it like really fast. It's like a fucking Q buff. So they need to nerf that shit if they haven't. Because the damage is insane. It hits basically as hard as Dream of Doom, except you're spamming it. This shit's so
Jesus.
busted, dude.
That's pretty busted.
And then they reduced the damage of Dream of Doom in PvP by approximately 10%. Which is, it is significant, but it's like, non-sorks are like, oh, that's it, that's all they're getting. I mean, it'll still help with like chip damage and large scale node wars and stuff. Because Dream of Doom hits really hard.
Yeah, it does. But a lot of sorks like that picture I sent you the other day. They all have that kind of fucking thought process on it.
They're just laughing. I don't know. I'm gonna be in the minority here, but I think Sork Awakening is still way more busted than Sork Succession. I don't think Sork Succession is that bad. Its damage is really high, and like they need to nerf the range damage a little bit, so this is a good start. But outside of that, I don't know. I don't think it's as good as everyone thinks. I think it's just new and hard to get used to fighting against. Alright, on to Ranger. Dude, Ranger got fucked.
Yeah, they did.
Right?
But I felt bad until I ran into a Ranger on a T9, a Suck Ranger on T9, and then I'm like, alright, fuck that class. Nerf it into the fucking ground. Have you fought a Ranger, a Suck Ranger on a T9?
What's a T? Oh, on a
Like-
horse? Oh, no, I haven't.
Literally a Gatling gun attached to your T9 horse with full mobility. You melt, you disintegrate. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's fucking gross.
So they got their Prime Ultimate Blasting Gust down attack removed. Prime Ultimate Blasting Gust damage changed to 754 times 3 max 6 hits. It was higher than that. I think it was like 800 something. But that's the skill that's like, it looks like Full Bloom on Archer. It's like the multi-shot one. So my thing with this one, and maybe it does need both of those nerfs, but I still feel like I wish they did one or the other to see how it plays out, and then like remove down attack and then see how it plays out, and if it's still not enough, then nerf the damage. You know what I mean? Like I kind of hate that it's both in one patch.
Yeah.
And then Prime Ultimate Descending Current damage changed to Descending Current X4 max 4 hits, so that one just got a damage reduction. They gave Charging Wind a cooldown. That's the one where they hold it. It's kind of like Piercing Light on Archer. I'm just comparing it to Archer because I feel like these days people know Archer more. But it's kind of like the charge skill that like one-shots people. It has super armor while charging. So now it has a cooldown at max rank of 5 seconds. You can use it during cooldown, but it doesn't have super armor during cooldown, and they added PvP damage reduction to it, so it does less damage now. That one is, I think, fine. That one's good. And the Descending Current one's probably good, too. I just think the Blasting Gust one is huge, because it affects both grinding and PvP. But, I don't know. I mean, their grind speed is insane, so maybe it was necessary, but I guess we'll see.
Where's the warrior fucking nerfs on their grind speed?
Hey, that's a touchy subject, right?
Yeah, apparently.
Valkyrie Prime Divine Power PvP damage reduced by approximately 64% when using the ultimate Divine Power learned. That one is the 40-second AoE that blows everyone up. That's getting reduced by a lot, so that's good. Do you think they should reduce the cooldown if it's going to do a lot less damage, since it's unprotected?
Which ability?
That's the AoE one.
The Descending Current?
No, on Valk. The Valk AoE.
Oh.
They're Shift F. Do you think now that it has 64% damage reduction, it should still be a 40-second cooldown? Or
Yes.
I think 40 seconds is a really long cooldown time for something that's probably
If
more
you
like
reduce it, it better not go lower than 30, or else I'm raging.
I mean,
you're
it's
an
kind of like
archer, dude. You don't have long
right?
cooldowns anymore, so why would you rage?
Ancient Wave only has a 30-second.
Because Ancient Wave is still a 30-second cooldown.
Yeah, but it has a
but you don't play
guard
that
on the
class.
charge up.
Yeah, but there's no charge up. You don't do the charge up.
Dude,
Because
good
if you do
players
the
do.
charge up,
Alright?
you die.
Good players charge up, right?
Maybe if you outplayed your opponent and charged it up, they wouldn't have a chance. Then
What's the cooldown on your grapple?
On Zerker grapple?
I rest my case.
Oh, mine.
Musa.
Guardian.
I'm just kidding. All right, Musa. Let's move on. Musa. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I need to see how much damage it does now. The new Shift F. If it's still like, I don't know. It does so much damage, so maybe the cooldown is warranted.
Yeah.
Musa blooming MP, WP, and SP reduction effect changed to apply on the first hit only and not on additional hits. And prime blooming PvP damage reduced by approximately 23%. Alright, so how big is that nerf?
I can comment on this. That's pretty significant, honestly. So the big thing about why blooming was so really good on Musa Succession was basically both those things that they targeted. The damage is really good, and then you had the ability to kind of spam it in a combo. The potential ability to spam in a combo, but let's face it, most Musa can pull off at least 2. At most, you could do 3. And that's pretty massive damage against evasion targets. Even Musa's at sub 281 could kill people with 300-400 DP, no problem with doing a proper combo with 3 blooming succession bloomings.
Right.
But so the damage nerf is warranted. 23% kind of feels high, but I guess I'll have to see how that actually looks and translates. But I understand why they nerfed it because it's being spammable. It's 100% accuracy. I mean, it's, all the points hit home on that. But the drain, though, I think the drain is going to be completely really change how the Musa's use the skill, honestly, because right now where you see videos of Musa's using Musa Succession, they can throw out a blooming into a crowd and basically stop them dead in their tracks because they have no more WP, MP, or SP. And then they get caught out because they're not doing anything, because they're trying to spam their skills, but they have no freaking resources because the drain just murdered their resource pool. So this is going to have a pretty profound impact on their ability to do that kind of stuff. They can't just jump into a group and just murder people in 1vx as easily.
I experienced that when dueling you the other day. Like, anytime I'd survive a combo, I was like kind of fucked anyway, because the cooldown is so long on those resource pots.
Yeah, it can be. So imagine that, but the Musa's blooming hits, since they hit in a conal distance, they actually hit you multiple times. So even if your WP pot did tick on the first one, it got drained again from the second and third. So you'd be literally screwed if you were on the receiving end. But yeah, that's a pretty significant nerf to blooming for Musa.
Do you think the damage is too much, or it'll be okay?
I mean, so the way you could look at it is, will a 290 Musa have problems killing someone at 420? Probably not. So the ones that'll impact the most are obviously lower geared Musas. But you can make the argument that lower geared Musas shouldn't be killing someone at 420 DP anyways. So it's probably fair. It's hard to say. Blaze, I would say the biggest damage dealer for Musa is Blaze and blooming. Blaze, when you use it with the Musa buff, it gets a range increase and also super armor. It hits like a truck. So that didn't get touched. So they still have that, and that's still really good because it's protected damage. Rising isn't protected, but at least Blaze is. Usually the Rising animation is actually semi-fast. so they can jump right into that super armor. But I don't know. I don't think it's really going to change too much for Musa. They just won't be able to necessarily kill people with higher DP as easily. That's all.
Right. Okay. Yeah, the WP thing is like really fucked on WizWitch. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Mana Shield already kind of bones them, but you know, it's a worth trade-off just because Mana Shield reduces so much damage. But
Yeah.
yeah, with
It's like you get drained twice when you get hit by blooming as a witch wizard. It's how it really feels. But yeah, that's if they land it.
All right, so Ninja got a ton of nerfs, and let's see. We'll start from the top. Shuriken Malice. The normal Shuriken you throw out with Q, the cooldown is increased from 3 seconds to 4 seconds. The evasive Shuriken Malice, the one that you can do with by pressing S or A, or like while sprinting, running forward, or whatever. That one's increased from 6 seconds to 7. Blade spin accuracy changed from all accuracy at max level. It is, let me make sure I get this right. Max level, it's all accuracy 30%, and now it's going to be only 5%, which is a pretty big drop. 25% accuracy reduction. They're leaving the damage the same, but the accuracy
Yeah,
drop.
that's pretty significant.
Yeah, and then Black Moonlight. So these two are Behead. All right, so Black Moonlight, which is one of the skills ninjas use to refloat in a combo. It does a lot of damage, and it's pretty fast. So it's kind of like a Succession version of Serpent, I guess, like relatively similar. The air attack modifier is being removed from it, so that damage is going to be reduced a lot. Plus, the accuracy rate is removed from it entirely. And this one, I don't think it has that much accuracy, but 8%, so it'll be 0 instead of 8. So it's not that huge, but it's still, coupled with the air attack change, is kind of big. And then beheading, same exact thing. They removed the accuracy rate from beheading, which right now it is 9%, so that'll be 0, and they're removing the air attack modifier. That one mostly affects PvE, or people get floated around you in like group fights, I guess, because it's hard to get air attack on beheading in PvP in like a 1v1, but in PvE it affects like Star's End. When the crystal blows up, you don't get air attack, and so on and so forth. And then Shuriken Flight and Fatal Blow accuracy removed. So yeah, overall just a buff to my evasion build.
And direct buff to evasion.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the ninja damage is insane right now, so I think it'll be good in both. And I think this is like a significant enough nerf that it'll, because in PvE, ninja's kind of insane too. Not saying they're the only insane class, but they're kind of nutty how good they are in PvE as well. So I think overall this nerf will be good for both. No one wants to die just to blade spin, man. That's just not fun. Except for Resler. I feel like Resler likes dying to just blade spin.
Yeah, it's pretty lit.
Have you fought Succession Ninja on your Archer, or not really?
I think like once or twice, maybe, but not in like a traditional 1v1. It was like Node War, like 1v1.
Right. Everyone in your guild is a Sork still, right? Basically.
Pretty much, yeah. About like at least 40% of Clash is entirely Sork.
So I imagine you fought a lot of Sorks.
No. I'm not doing like doing traditional 1v1s yet. I'm still trying to get used to it. Gotcha. All of the 1v1s I've been doing is in Node Wars or in like open world while I'm grinding and shit.
Right. Nayashe, have you fought ninjas or Sorks? Succession on
Yes.
Nova? Alright, which one's worse and why?
Ninja, by far.
Why is that?
Because essentially how it feels from my point of view when I'm fighting a ninja. They have openings, they do, and I know they do. But
I'm told
the pressure, I'm told they do. The pressure from the damage output they have with their mobility as well as just their AoEs, it makes it difficult to encroach in and actually hit those openings. And they can gap close so fast that even being in range of like almost max range for stub arrow can be lethal range for me, as far as them catching me and killing me. Like it's really that fast. Like I could back up, back chase, go for a stub arrow, and they can just like whatever abilities they use, dash right into my fucking face, and I could be caught up and killed. It can be pretty bad. So, mind you, I know that's burst mobility, and the nerfs that they're doing are actually going to slow that down a little bit. So
Dude,
it won't be like
the
constant.
Malice one is huge. Both the Malice ones are huge because Malice does so much damage right now.
Yeah, and their Malice is the shuriken throws, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the shuriken throws, they in succession they buffed them because the travel distance is like throwing at an arrow now.
Right, it's way
versus
further.
Awakening and Pre-Awaken where it was actually kind of sluggish. I could actually weave an arrow in between their shuriken. I can't do that now because it travels like an arrow. It's fast. So it makes it really difficult for me to actually put any range pressure on their openings. And then on top of that, their gap closing, it's just like, Jesus, chill out.
So the one,
calm down, guy.
The 1 second cooldown on the basic Malice is nice just for less range pressure slightly. And then on the other one, the evasive one is crazy because that also affects their movement a little bit because they use alert stance after that, which teleports them forward and gives them frontal guard. So having it's only 1 second, but I think that will help overall because
hey, creating time is gonna be a direct, indirect buff for me because it helps me create distance and actually reset fights if it's not favorable. I mean, that's honestly what I have to do right now. I can't play aggressive against that class right now, and I'm typically known for being a more aggressive player. And I'm sitting here telling you I can't. I just can't. I can't play super aggressive versus them. The AoE damage makes me back off. Mind you, that is a reflection of my gear. Generally, the people I fight are a lot stronger, and they have a lot of AP. And Mewa isn't known for damage trading. It's not really ideal for us. We don't like the damage trade because we're so squishy. But I typically just eat too much damage from all their AoEs, or they just get random easy CC catches from doing an AoE that has a CC attached to it, and an awkward moment right when I do something. But it's safer for me to back off, and that's just the sad truth about it. The kit's really strong. Sork, on the other hand, is, in comparison to Ninja, it's night and day. But in 1v1s, the Sork succession isn't too hard to figure out. It's just a really good Sork can be pretty protected, and the range damage can be pretty massive. You just got to be careful and not take anything to the face.
Right.
If you do, you're literally going to drop.
Awakened Sork harder to fight against?
I would say Awakened Sork is easier on the damage, but harder to catch.
Right.
So it would be the reverse for success. Easier to catch, but the damage, if you make a mistake, is much more punishing.
So I haven't really run into too many good succession Sorks yet, so I'm not really sure. All the ones I've fought are either like not super into PvP, so they don't have it down very well, or they're still getting used to it. So Ninja on the other hand, though, like Ninja's hard. I don't know. There's the weird thing about Kuno for me, because that's what I PvP'd on most, but I don't know. Kuno is really solid in 1v1. I think still the cooldowns are a little bit long, but because it has an S block, like, you can buy some time when all your cooldowns are up. So in 1v1, it's really strong. So I actually didn't have too much of an issue against Ninja or Sork on Kuno, but
the S block is pretty solid for sure.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Like a lot. But it's just like the one thing that happens on Kuno is because of the cooldowns. Like when I'm fighting a ninja for an extended period of time, if I don't CC them in the first like 10 seconds or so, then I kind of run out of shit and they're still able to keep fishing for CCs.
Yeah.
And as you know, like if you, even though S block is really good against a ninja, it's not that safe. It's still scary as hell. This shit's still scary as hell.
They delete it with one malice or the evasive malice or whatever it's called.
But as you got to experience firsthand, dude, that Succession Tendon Cutter's pretty nice.
Oh god. Yeah, the Kuno's Tendon Cutter cancel is pretty ridiculous, especially because you can jump right into an invisible movement ability. So I'm like, shit, where'd he go? So I have to basically backpedal whenever you do Tendon Cutter, like you mentioned.
That is the single most fun ability I've used since like old Tendon Cutter.
It's definitely a big quality of life change and improvement overall, for sure. It's just cancer to deal with. Being on the receiving end sucks. But yeah, as long as I create distance, it's easier to deal with.
Have you experienced it, Rez?
No, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
So on the new Tendon Cutter, they can at any time press L and B, and it'll do an instant teleport slash that will float you. And the teleport flash isn't protected, but it's really fast, so it's hard to like deal with. And the thing is you can do it at any point in the Tendon Cutter animation. So I can like start Tendon Cutter and immediately do the teleport. And then there's a trick that you can do with the camera where when you do the teleport, it'll put you behind them instead of in front. So it's basically like another block jump, essentially. Like that's how quick it is.
Oh, great.
Yeah, people that fight against it really enjoy it so far, it seems.
That fight against it really enjoy it? Is that what they tell you?
Yeah, like Sammy, I know Sammy's like, oh, dude, this is right. This feels right. Dude, I'm scared. I actually am legitimately scared they're going to nerf it, and it's going to make me sad, dude.
I mean, I would say Kuno is definitely the softer version to deal with over Ninja, but Kuno is definitely strong. Like, I have a really good Kunos I have a difficult time with, for sure.
Yeah. In 1v1, I think it's really good. It's like up there with Ninja. Maybe a little bit less oppressive, but it's up there. And then, yeah, my thing is I have to say this on every episode of the Value Pack, but Shadow Explosion needs super armor for large scale and those cooldowns. Please do something. Good vibes guy, I know you're listening. Put in a good word.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think he works there anymore, brother.
Don't listen to this unreasonable person.
Alright. Well, that's all the nerfs. Dude, I'm excited for the... So, I was telling you guys this before we started recording, but I felt scummy when I was trying out Ninja until I saw the nerfs, and then I was like, alright, that seems like a little bit more reasonable Ninja. It'll still be OP, but like right now it's at this level that's just like absurd. Like it's I mean, it's borderline like launch mystic level right now. I'm not even kidding, dude. It's kind of insane. So we'll see what happens. I think those nerfs will be good. I do have my limits. I'm all for it. I'll be flavor of the month, but I have my limits.
I can't get buffs to my class, so as long as they nerf all the other classes, it's like an indirect buff to me.
Right? I know. That's how it is, dude. That's what I was telling Gracie from BR. He was like, he PM, he's like, dude, we got to do something and they're actually doing balance changes. Like, let's get Kuno fixed. And I was like, dude, all these nerfs are the buff to Kuno.
Basically. The sad truth.
So here's a question for you all.
Okay.
I mean, the successions thus far, aside from Berserkers, have been pretty insane in at least one way or another, right? Like, Warrior Succession is like insane at grinding, if not at like PvP. Although you can make an argument for PvP as well. There's no denying that it's insane at grinding, at least. And it seems like they're all like that. They're insane in at least like one thing. So it's like, do you think we're gonna see Awakening buffs once they release all the successions?
I do, yeah. I really do. I think like it's why I noticed. At least I'm like in my head. I'm taking note of like, okay, they're nerfing Ninja and Ranger, which right now grinding and PvP are like kind of crazy because supposedly the ratio of Rangers in Korea and Node Wars is like insane. It's like what we have in like Cho Nation or Black Rose, like Wiz Witch. It's like 35, 40, 50 Rangers in every guild, and it's making Node Wars unplayable, I guess.
Jeez.
Which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think like they're trying to set a little bit of a bar. I think like the grind speed of everyone, I think they actually are okay with. It's just some of them were too much, like Ranger and Warrior right now, and probably Ninja. But I have a feeling after that they're gonna try to bring up Awakening to that same level.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I hope they do, because like on Kuno especially, like I mean, I love the chakram, dude, so much. Like just visually it's so cool. So the fact that it's way worse at grinding, it's kind of sad. Like way worse at grinding.
So if Succession and Awakening were on the exact same level, like of power, what would you play?
Ooh. Fuck, dude.
And I have the same question for you, Nayashe.
What was the question one more time?
If Succession and Awakening were the exact same power in everything, what would you play?
Yeah, so if your Maewa's success, like Awakening, was as powerful in PvP, PvE, and everything as the Succession, would you play that over Succession, or probably still?
In
Succession?
all honesty, I feel like besides blooming is hitting as hard as it does, most of the skills actually would be relative to Awakening, because you got to consider the fact that we don't. Without blooming being 100% accuracy, that all we have is sticky snowflake, and then you also got to compare the fact that we don't have BSRs in Succession right now, besides the 100% and the 200%, which my 100% is fucking garbage. So the 10% and 25% in Awakening is really strong. So that's a lot of damage. I can blow people up instantaneously in Awakening, depending on gear score, mind you, but you get the idea is what I'm getting at. I would say the overall average damage in Succession is higher than Awakening. And then when you throw in Blooming, it's obviously a lot higher in that case. But if you consider the BSRs, that kind of sort of evens it out in some aspects. So,
well, for grinding though, probably not really, right? Because don't you just absorb your 100% if you're actually grinding, even in Awakening?
Yes, in both, yeah.
Right.
So in grinding, definitely, I think Succession would still be better, even if Succession got it toned down a little bit in terms of damage, but it can't be toned down.
No, so he's saying in this hypothetical world, they make Awakening exactly identical in strength in every aspect of the game as Succession.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to balance the classes.
Would you
rather theoretical situation where they are exactly the same?
Which one would you rather play?
PvP and PvE. Which would you rather play?
Awakening or Succession?
In its current state, I mean, I would still play Succession, but
yeah.
I would still play Succession because I like the combo diversity a lot more. Awakening, I've obviously played it for years at this point, and I need something new to do. But I feel like Awakening is just so gated behind just two abilities, Sticky Snowflake and Cloud Stab. I honestly feel like without those two skills, Awakening is just useless. So
for me, I feel like in this hypothetical world, for them to be equal, Shadow Explosion has SA, and I like Kuno playstyle better in Succession personally, more, even though I do love the Chakram, so I'd probably stick to Kuno Succession.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I like the herky-jerky movements that are kind of unpredictable, and then like I don't even know. Like it's like Kuno's Succession playstyle is actually pretty unique in the game.
Yeah, Kunos is actually pretty good.
What about you? Let's pretend Zerker's really good Succession.
Let's pretend that Zerker Succession's actually viable for just a
Yeah,
moment.
alright.
Dude,
Feels bad,
I'm
dude.
actually really curious how, like, when we get those changes on the 5th, how. So here's the crazy thing. This is like random little tangent, but we were against a stick the other day in like a 30-man node, and this Zerker was literally murdering all of us with spin. Like, it was insane. He would get up, he would res up, lava piercer spin, and kill like 5 or 6 people, and then we'd kill him. And he was the only person at the stick. And he kept doing it. I'm like, dude, what is this damage? So
Yeah, the damage on spin is insane in Succession. The issue is it's not protected unless you do it after, I think, Predatory Hunt.
no, lava piercer.
Oh, is it Lava Piercer?
Yeah, after lava piercer.
Okay.
So anyway, so yeah, what about you? Like, let's just say this. I mean, you like the cannon, right? I feel like this is already a given.
Yeah,
If they were
yeah.
both equal, you'd still play.
I've said before, I prefer the cannon personally. I do like the whole like beast form thing when you're Q buff. That's pretty interesting, or like pretty like fun and different thing that they did with Succession. But I'm sold on the cannon, man.
Right.
The cannon is love. The cannon is life.
All right, since
Now-
that one's obvious, what if we go over to your wizard?
Well, I don't know what Succession Wizard is.
Well, we've seen
I
it
haven't, like,
now. It's out.
Yeah, but I haven't like played it. Is
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying. I haven't gotten my hands on it, so it's kind of harder to say. But I'd probably stick with Awakening, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the only class I could see myself if they were equal going to Succession would be Warrior, because again, like Awakening Warrior is cool. The Greatsword is like fun, but like for me personally, that's never why I played the class. I only played the Greatsword because of necessity.
Right.
It's not like I was like, "Oh, dude, cool! There's a Greatsword." It's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm doing this now."
Yeah. When Mystic Succession comes out, if the Awakening was buffed, I'd probably play. I love Mystic Awakening so much, dude. Like the water animations and all that. It makes me sad that it's a weird class now. It's so funny that it's not even like a top tier grinder anymore because of Succession. It's like at the bottom.
Well,
Yeah,
only,
that is
only
kind of
until it gets
interesting.
its own Succession, and then it's probably going to be top tier again because PA's logic. Oh, look, all these players that play on Mystic, they don't do that well in large scale. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys.
You think Mystic does well in large scale?
No, I'm not saying that they necessarily do or don't. It's just PA's logic why they weren't really nerfing the class was, oh well, we interviewed 100 top tier players, and X of them, I think it was like how many were there that were actually Mystics? There was like the mass majority were Mystics, and he was saying their average war scores were pretty average or pretty like subpar. It's like, well, yeah, all these people jump on this class because it's relatively easy to do. They defend themselves well in 1v1. They grind amazingly. This is before Successions, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, well, yeah, large
Mystic
scale.
got. I feel like Mystic got the nerf bat too hard because of people at like Polys and Gahas. Because Mystic at the low end is impossible to fight. If you're 200 AP against another Mystic that's 200 AP, like you're just gonna get slaughtered. Seriously, and like so many of those people complain because I don't know, man. Some of the Mystic nerfs were like, in retrospect, it's so much, and they didn't do anything to like compensate. Like, all right, well, you're too strong here, but we'll bring up this weak point or something. You know, it's just like just nerf it and forget it. Poor Mystics, dude.
BSA check, by the way.
Yeah, mine's done. Dude, this new BSA is so dope. Even though I keep getting screwed because it keeps opening the hidden path with all those cool things that make me jump right over it to get a +2 crit buff.
Yeah, same, dude.
All right, what else we got?
That's it.
All right.
Is that really it? Holy shit.
Yeah, just comments.
Oh, yep, never mind. Thought it was going to be a shorter video. Nope, not anymore.
You can check out if you want, Nayashe. It's chill.
No, I'm just making a joke.
Do you want me to do the comments, Frosty? I can.
Yeah, dude. They'll be on your video for the
Wait,
feed.
are you going to show the artwork? There's comments on that Reddit
Oh,
post that I
yeah.
think are funny.
We should do that first, actually, before we do comments. So
Yeah.
I got some artwork done for the podcast. Let me see here. Let me open this real quick. And then open this. Okay, so person's been putting art on Reddit, and the art was really funny and really cool, and I liked it. So I messaged them, was like, hey, do you do commissions? They're like, yeah, we do. So I sent them this for the template. I made it in Paint. It took like I don't know, like 2 minutes.
2
Not
hours?
a big deal or anything.
For 2 hours?
I'm a lyrical genius. Quote by Kanye West. So I sent them this concept, and they were like, "Holy shit, I love it!" And they were like, "I know exactly what you want to go for." And then this ended up being the final product, which is like super fucking awesome. They did an amazing job, honestly.
No, they definitely did. Your sketch though is so great.
This sketch, dude, it's so good.
Well, I
Honestly, I almost feel like you should have just left it as a sketch.
Dude, I love having the three, like the evolution of it. It's kind of funny to see your sketch, their rough sketch, and then the colored in one. It's like
yeah, the rough
hilarious.
sketch. They sent me the rough sketch, and they were like, "Hey, so is this kind of the direction that you like want it to go in?" And I was like, "Holy shit, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking." And then yeah, the final product came out like so good. But yeah,
the final product is amazing. I'm gonna have to get some work done for sure.
the evolution is like hilarious, isn't it?
Yeah, I like how they even got the tattoo of my Meiwa on there too.
Dude,
Like,
that's what
the
tripped me
detail
out.
is really
The color scheme, dude, on the Kuno's outfit was like spot on. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, it's
good.
really
Dude.
good.
They're really good.
Yeah, they did a really, really good job for sure. So anyway, yeah, they asked if they could post it on Reddit, and I was like, yeah, go ahead, obviously. And so right now it has 464 upvotes on Reddit. I think it's the top post. And so let's read some comments on here because some of them are pretty funny. So the top comment is me saying thanks for doing it, and then we have Cup Ramen saying as a Meiwa main, it's fun seeing Nayashe depicted. The Jiang says Rezlar's probably yelling at Nayashe for iframing out of his grab. Frosty's telling Rezlar to calm down. Meanwhile, Nayashe is saying R waiting for the next round, which is pretty funny.
probably pretty true.
Blank of 1230 says the Rezlar art really reminds me of how NCH depicts Energigante sometimes. That's from Monster Hunter World. It's a monster. Jolly says, "Girl on the right, what class and outfit? Thanks." And then it's a bunch of people saying that your character was a Sork when it in fact was a Kuno, but I guess you can't really tell from the art.
It actually does look more like a sword.
That's probably good, dude. That's a good thing. You know?
Yeah,
that's
the
a
less
good thing.
It's good that it's hard
it
to
is,
tell.
it'll match every time.
Does it kind of look like a ninja too in some ways?
It's like an amalgamation of all the classes you play.
Sure.
And then Manu Karba says top quality drawings. Wasilif says this is actually nice to look at. Both agreed both of those. And then Yume Nadai says, is this a value pack reference? Indeed it is.
Yep.
So anyway, go support this artist. They're absolutely amazing. They do wonderful work. And this is the third thing they've posted on the subreddit. The two things they posted previously were like basically like mini comics of like them and their friends on like adventures, and they were absolutely hilarious, and they were like so amazing. The first one I think was the fairy, which I was just like fucking dying at. where it was. Oh, let me see if I
Yeah,
can find it, actually.
the fairy was actually pretty
The
funny.
fairy was so good, dude. I was literally like, I was fucking dying.
I might have to use this as a be right back screen.
That was actually the fourth. So here, let me open. So this was the first one, and I use old Reddit, so my links are going to be old Reddit. Deal with it. Which that one was really good. It was just like a quick doodle, but you can see it's there. It's pretty dope. And then this is the first one that was like, oh holy shit, this is like really really good, and it was the fairy. It's so good. I love it. It's hilarious. And then the last one they did was a bit longer of a comic, and it was the boat, which the boat was also hilarious. It had a bit more of like a story going to it.
I'm presuming they can see this because you're recording, right? Imagine. I hope.
Oh, you're right. I probably should.
You'll have to remember to go back over and add it in.
No, guys. So this is the boat comic. I'm not gonna stop to read the text, but you can see it's very very funny and expressive. Obviously, this is the fairy comic. This is the one that I like the most personally. It's just there's so much going on in this like one frame. This one picture just cracked me up. And then
the one with the Valkyrie. Or wait, no, the
fairy one.
Wait, which one's the fairy one? The first one?
The second link I put.
Oh, is that a fairy one? I can't even tell. Oh yeah, okay. I didn't even notice the little fairies. Yeah, you did. I just didn't notice the little fairies. So it's like these three characters are not fairies. What?
Yeah, no, they're talking about the fairies. Yeah, it's hilarious. And then this was the first one that they posted, which was just like a very quick little doodle. But you can see like the similarity, like they started with this and then went to this, so they just made it more defined.
Did you show our art on the camera? Or on
yeah, I did. I just forgot the comics. So anyway, yeah, go support. I believe they go by Coco, so go support them on Reddit and all that stuff. And if you want to get some artwork done that looks like this and kind of like the chibi style, then they're absolutely fantastic. They did it in 3 days, I believe. It was 3 days between me talking to them and sending them my paint concept, and then them getting this to me, which is very quick. And it was $30, which is a good deal for this quality of artwork.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I really like it. So they did a wonderful job. So anyway, this is the new. This is some art that we got done. I'm probably gonna make it the banner on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, so, dude, it looks fucking cool, man. It's really well done.
I gotta figure out what I want to have them do. Like, so I had I had the GIF done for whenever someone subs on my stream, to where basically it shows my Meiwa crouched down, poking a dead body. I was gonna have it Hands. Hands told me to put his name on the dead bodies a while ago, but didn't actually end up doing that. But yeah, I might have them do something interesting like that as like a Be Right Back cover page or something.
Right. It's so good. So anyway, yeah, that's the new art. Hopefully everyone likes that. I think they did a fantastic job. Now let me switch accounts because I have one account for uploading and one account for watching. Alright, comments. We're going to sort by new. Thanks everybody for leaving a comment on the last episode. Hopefully you all enjoyed. I think it was one of the better ones we've done, honestly. Sancho was fucking hilarious. Him reacting to the Papua Cluny was I fucking died. It was so good. Let's see, make sure I got all of the show mores and the replies and everything going. Okay, so starting at sort by new, ignore the name says. So I discovered this podcast about a week ago, and I've watched 6 of these videos in full to get me through work, listening to them in my headphones. Good job. I've also been playing video for years. I moved from PC to PS4 because I have a baby on the way. Just wanted to add that if you think Berserker has it bad on PC, on console, can spam during Q buff was removed from console. So Berserker cannot do it effectively. Also, no trail damage on Berserker ult, only when you land. So just think it could be worse. When I found this out, I wrote them a suggestion and rerolled Lawn. I have to say, Lawn is underrated besides the downside of its slower animations and its CC's super armor rotations plus mobility are insane. I can see its downside in large scale, but in other aspects of the game, I feel great on console at least. But yeah, it's insane how many pins are being popped off right now on PS4. Fast Belt pin sitting in market for 18 billion silver, while pin webs right now are only about 4 to 5 bill.
4 to 5
podcast.
bill?
Yeah,
What?
I
4 to 5
know,
bill.
dude. Oh,
Are
40,
you-
45 or 425?
No, 425.
Yeah,
Like
that's fucking
425.
crazy.
Anyway, great podcast. Can't
Absolutely.
wait to see more. Do I wish they would fix Zerker on console? Keep it up, boys.
Dude, I need to play on fucking Xbox.
All right. Can you guys hear the vacuum in the background?
A little
Or
bit.
no?
Yeah.
Is it only when I talk?
Yep.
Okay, if it's only when I talk, then we can just deal with it. Sorry, everybody. Can't do anything about it. Lord X says, "Damn, you guys have a lot of comments to get through this week. Here's one more. Appreciate it." Tim says, "At Frosty, I didn't PvP at all in the day and a half when I rolled Succession. So I was speaking strictly in terms of PvE as far as Crescent Slash goes. I rolled to Awakening and have not looked back. I also have 270 Awakening AP compared to 265 main. Shame on me for not having 2 Tet Distortion earrings. At this
Loser.
point, I'm just wondering why I don't
Yikes.
play Ninja instead, because PA clearly prefers it over Kuno. Otherwise, why the fuck would Kuno get nerfed? Yet Ninja remained untouched when it was already superior to begin with."
Well, Ninja did get nerfed finally, but even still, I do think Ninja is better at every aspect of the game than Kuno right now. So there is no reason. And you're
Yeah.
making a big mistake.
Well, what about good looks?
Tits are a thing.
Well, aside from that, I do think Kuno's model does look cool, and her outfits are pretty sick. So you could go either way. Ninja has some
So-
ugly outfits, though. Actually, like
They
some
do.
are really
They
bad.
do. They really do. Sirlock says T1s definitely have the issue of trying to find fights. The only days during the week I can know to work consistently are Thursdays and Fridays, and there's so many times they just wind up being snipes on them. Yeah, that's kind of like I corrected myself as I was saying, like, oh, we didn't have any issues finding fights on T1s, but then I corrected myself, like, oh wait, we specifically looked for all the nodes with like 6 forts on it, so that would be why we didn't struggle to find fights. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that T1s are kind of suffering a similar issue. Fry for Futurama says, "Great episode, guys. Appreciate it." Talented Sniping says, "Also, not to chirp too hard, but Guardian looks 100% like Viking S. Definitely not Amazonian. Also, hell yeah, a class that doesn't look like it 100% came from overseas. I think it's racist."
It feels oddly racist to me.
I feel like there's a hint of racism in that. I'm not saying it, but I'm just.
I like
you know.
overseas though. You got to keep your racism general and widespread. You know.
Yeah, right, dude. Talented Slamming also says, "I'd be very down for you guys doing a split class tier guide, mainly because I'm very new to the game. It would be very cool to have a general idea where all the classes are PvP, PvE wise. Up to you two though, because I'm 100% rolling Guardian next week. So doesn't matter what the tier list says. Man's playing Guardian.
Yeah. Guardian looks
But
like it's gonna be good, dude. I forgot to
He's
mention.
gonna.
Yep. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's gonna take a while for him to find the palest skin color for Guardian, so it doesn't look like it came from overseas.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, Calpheon die, no. Valentin die, no. Aryan die. This is the one.
Aryan
Jesus.
die? Oh no. TOS, dude.
Guardian looks pretty good though, man. I was gonna say I was watching a video of an awakened Guardian. I can't remember if it was 269 Kudum or 269 Nuver. To be honest, I'd have to go back and look, but he was pulling 10k trash at Akhman, so that'll work.
Jeez.
Yeah. Rebel Lion says, good video. That Papu stuff looks irredeemable, though. Seriously, please scrap this PA. Great Expedition Part 2 needed to be an expansion of Rat/Hasso and or more Margoria stuff. Blue Battlefield. Also, Succession is trash, dumb, and OP. Remove all of it. Thank you.
No.
No. Succession, I actually, I mean, it's a little bit OP on some classes right now, but I don't know, I like that the bar is set kind of high. So, like, even if they nerf it, it's still going to be stronger than Awakening, and then hopefully when they do Awakening changes, they buff them instead of nerf them.
Dude, if they...
That's my hope.
Some of the classes, if they buff them anymore, I don't even know what to do it. Like the Awakening kits. Could you imagine Lethal Spin getting a...
Yeah, but... I mean,
no.
You know,
the answer was no.
Well,
the answer was no. You can't imagine.
The irony of it is, like, Lethal Spin doesn't even do as much as Blade Spin anymore. It's fucking crazy. Well, if they're on the ground. Also, it's like, yeah, dude, it's fucking... In PvE, Lethal Spin was like the nuke, and now I'm like, oh my god, this does no damage in PvE. What the fuck?
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that there's the option, though, because there are still a lot of people that... There's a lot of Kunos that switch back to Awakening. Mostly because they're at the point where they don't even grind anymore, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, all they do is PvP, so... They're just like, yeah, I like Awakening better. And I mean, I was telling you the other day, I was fighting... There was 2 Maywas in this King of the Hill, and neither of them were Succession. So it's still like... I like that there's a choice.
Well,
Yeah.
most Maywas aren't playing Succession because they are having a hard time dealing with the stamina issues and some of the clunkiness, which is perfectly understandable. I've even pointed out those issues myself, so... That's why you don't see too many Mayos on Succession. But the Succession is definitely a nice option. I like the playstyle difference, the combo diversity and whatnot. It's a fresh thing for me, but I can understand why some people aren't interested in it.
There's a ninja in my guild that refuses to play Succession. Also. Which he's hurting himself in PvE, but for PvP, also.
Yeah, I know. Seriously,
choice,
you can almost double his trash in PvE.
Yeah, in PvE, maybe it doesn't grind, I don't know. Succession doesn't affect Imperial cooking.
It doesn't. That is a fact. Orokami says, LOL, this podcast was good. Black Rose sounds like a fun guild. I play Succession Valk and top frag all the time. I actually pride myself on not just abusing divine power. When is the next Battle Arena King of the Hill meetup thing? I want to practice fighting strong people. Yeah, Frosty, when is that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe we'll do it, Maybe we'll do it tomorrow after Vel, or before Vel. Maybe after Vel.
You know, since the last tournament was actually, I think, pretty successful. I was planning on trying to set up a tournament for when all the Successions get released. It'll be a Succession-only tournament.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, they need the rest of Successions need to hurry up and come out so they could be on trial characters.
Yeah.
So that way we can start doing tournaments again. Because that's been a little bit of the holdup with like Yellow and others, like why people aren't doing it. It's because like half the people just don't want to play their Awakening kit just because.
Yeah, like I don't want to swap to Awakening kit, especially since I've been playing Succession for a month and a half now. Like I'll be super scuffed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to...
I mean, the good news about a Succession tournament is that Inflict won't be able to compete, so that's good.
That's true. That's true.
No, well, except that you, in a Succession-only tournament at this point, you'd have to use your own gear, so maybe he would be able to.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Choice walks in there, just spins, everyone dies.
Yeah.
Undying Scrub says, drink every time. Rezlar says, like you're gonna get like really fucked up. Like, love the podcast, keep it up. I have a problem. Okay.
Does that count when he actually?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. I should be doing a good job of catching that from all of us and pointing it out after shows, but I haven't even thought about it. I'm pretty sure if I went back and listened to some, I probably say some really stupid stuff repeatedly that I don't even notice I'm saying.
But like that's common though. Everyone just has their own personal like how they speak. You know,
that's a drink.
What?
You said like? Yeah, you said like.
where was I? Fawn says, "Hey, thank you for the help. I had no idea what optimal meant. That is really helpful to know. How does that affect? Does that affect PvP as well? Say I'm grinding in mains. I have 120 AP. Some guy with like 200 AP comes in and attacks me. Will it decrease both our AP to 100, or does it only apply when attacking the mobs? It only applies when attacking the mobs. And for the next tier list, I would prefer you separate into Guild Wars and other such large scale. Maybe go a bit more into detail than before on like current meta." Then have PvE and 1v1 in other sections, because the only 1v1 I've really seen in this game so far that isn't a planned duel is just fighting over spots, so I consider that part of PvE overall.
Interesting.
Wow.
That's not a.
So
I don't completely disagree with that view. That's kind of a part of PvE, dueling.
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, I can see that.
Here's what I'm thinking, because like, I also think like if we go into more detail, which I'm happy to do, then it would require there be more than one video to separate them. Otherwise, we're just gonna have like a 4-hour long video, which is just too long.
Yeah.
But we can have a couple videos that are all an hour and a half that kind of talk about. I don't know. I do think PvE should be separate though. That's still just me.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different areas to talk about in
Dude,
class.
that's the one thing about Succession that I don't know if you can be upset about Succession, even though there's still some people that are like, is that how it was when Awakening came out, where they're like, just remove Awakening from the game, fuck this?
Yes,
It
actually,
was, huh?
for some classes.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Especially when Warrior was the first one out, and like people were baby raging like so fucking hard about it.
Well, yeah.
Like-
Imagine Gravedigger for the first time. You're seeing a skill that's super armor, AoE, and does 50% movement and attack speed style.
And it's CC'd.
30%.
Back then.
Yeah, it was a CC.
Oh yeah,
It bounded. It had a bound.
So yeah, you're sitting here looking at that skill. You're like, what the literal fuck?
Yeah. And then it wasn't. It was. They released it. I don't know why the fuck they did it like this. They did it every 2 weeks. They would release another Awakening.
Yeah, I was like more towards the mid to back row.
That was like
kind of like
so dumb.
I was gonna point out none of the Successions are just straight up bad at grinding right now. Like literally none of them. So like at the very least, even though like Ranger and Warrior are like way too good, at least you can feel, oh well, I'm making 4K trash of history now, which no one was doing before except for Mystic and like way overgeared people. So that part's kind of cool.
Pandemic
really
Comanche. He says, the point Rizzler made about T1 indicates what I've suspected since some months. There are a lot of people on T1 and not going further. It has several reasons. A lot of new players and a lot of veterans are gone. The gearing is way too ridiculous beyond TET, so the quote-unquote new players will stay on T1. T1 easy, medium, hard make much sense for them because getting 270 and 320 isn't that easy. It is still full TET with some Kaffers and weapon if you use Kudum to even hit the cap on T1 hard. And after that, it is open field, and then you hit a wall if you go to T2. There isn't any progression, which makes it so hard to get a foothold there, besides having now to know how to deal with PA, which should have been removed a long time ago, and no lockout, so you meet 700 plus in gear score. And besides that, there's not really any money when you do that kind of content. Why isn't that kind of PvP content heavily emphasized money-wise and content-wise for me personally? I joined this game to have those big battles, but it's so fucking hard to get there for a quote-unquote normal one. And meanwhile, I can't do PvP content because you get shit money out of it.
Well, I mean, if we learned anything about PvP content and making money off it, Shadow Arena, they'll just delete it.
Dude,
and make it a standalone game.
Did you count? I mean, I guess it is technically. I did not even count that as PvP content, but I guess it is.
It was.
Yeah, but it's not. Dude, what about if they just took? What if they just took Balanos away from Siege and made it? You had to own a T1 and it had the same caps as T1 nodes, so only T1 players could fight on Balanos.
Ooh, that would be fun.
That'd be pretty interesting.
For T1 guilds and shit.
Yeah, for T1 guilds, and still make it pay out like 15 bill, so it actually would be significant in a T1 guild.
Well, then that'll give Choice an option now, since he's no longer in Black Rose. He can play Dynasty Warriors on balance.
Well, no, because it would be capped. It'd be the same gear caps as T1s.
But then the only thing I would
Sure.
say is like, do the same with T2s in Serendia.
Yeah, I'm 100% for that too. That would
Like,
dude,
I don't understand. You can fix the siege scene by literally forcing all siege guilds, reduce the amount of nodes overall, force all siege guilds onto T3s, T4s, Calpheon, Medaya, Valencia. There you go. I just fixed siege.
done.
You're welcome.
And if Balanos is capped to T1s only and Serendia is T2s, then there'd be way more fights on the 3 castles.
Yeah, like the fact of the matter is, like, I think PA wanted it to be relatively like hands off, like, oh, let the guilds like have politics to decide how these things are gonna work, but like the guilds do not give a shit about the like lower tier guilds. They just don't. They might pretend they do, like Barcode messages Clash and says, "Hey, do you guys want Balanos? We're trying to like
You're never gonna let that down.
No. No, this was relatively recent. Barcode messaged Noah and was like, "Hey, we're trying to get more guilds into the siege scene. Do you want Balanos?" And it's like, dude, you're such a that is such a horseshit way of like trying to bring guilds into the siege scene. How about don't fucking drop Balanos when you're a top 5 guild? How about that, Barcode, you piece of shit?
Whoa!
Yikes.
I'm sorry, I
Just
fucking
kidding.
hate Barcode, and I'm glad they're dying. I can't wait for their fucking last breath. I'm gonna have a fucking party when it happens.
Are they dying?
Yes, they are.
Oh, why
And
is
it's
that?
hilarious to me.
Day Creeper
the
just
GM of
rejoined,
Barcode
dude. Day Creeper just rejoined.
Because I said this like months ago. I said, dude, whenever a top 5 guild starts dropping on Balanos for quote unquote fun, that's not a good sign. And now they're losing to like fucking corrupt shit. It's like, oh my god, what is happening in this guild?
That's a big yikes.
I mean, Corrupt is pretty strong now.
Corrupt is pretty strong. Since they got their new shot caller, they've actually been growing increasingly more strong. It's actually been pretty impressive, but anyway, yeah, fuck Barcode. Anyway, moving on. The Shepherd 112 says, "What if Archer Succession is built by the Awakening skills rather than the Crossbow pre-Awakening? I think that would be interesting and a nice way of dealing with Archer Succession."
If
But
it's built
that's
by
just
the
no
Great
different.
Bow, yeah, then it's really no different.
That's just no different from how Archer is currently.
Now, what would be kind of interesting? What if they made this Succession? This is in a hypothetical world where Archer gets Succession, which it won't. They make it based on the spear.
Ooh.
Are you trying to replace Mayo? What the
Well,
fuck is
no, because their spear's a little bit different. It's kind of like a one-handed spear that you hold.
It's an arrow.
Yeah, no, but it's like a magical arrow spear, right?
But it's like a big ass arrow.
Yeah, it's a big arrow. That would be kind of cool. And then they have like the crossbow on their back just for a couple things. Basically, replace Maywa. Yeah, actually.
What if
the fuck? This is toxic.
What if we just strapped another crossbow to the other arm and then a crossbow to each leg, and then it's just like 4 crossbows?
Did
right?
he just doing cartwheels around the arena? And
No,
arrows are
No.
shooting?
You know when they do that. You know what that backdash they do in Awakening to create distance, but instead they have all 4 limbs pointed towards you and they all just shoot.
Yeah.
No, what I picture is like, whenever he used Meteor Dive in Succession, he just does like a Patrick Starfish like spin in midair and shoots all around him.
Dude, they could. This is
Jesus.
giving me ideas too for Shy. Like, what if Shy, she puts her boomerang away and pulls out a slingshot,
Shit.
and she's literally just pelting you with rocks.
Dude, the David and Goliath memes would be real.
Dude, and they could do the opposite, right? Like, make a completely different playstyle. Make the PvP damage normal, and then have a thing that says they do 90% reduced damage in PvE.
What the fuck?
On all of their abilities. Dude, that would be so sick. I saw someone comment on there's like one of the Succession things. I think when Guardian Succession got announced, one of the comments on Reddit was like, well, I guess they have given up on Shy. They're gonna give us the musical shit and then forget that we're a class. Yikes. It's probably
Dude,
true.
you're gonna be able to compose your own music. And
I
shit.
mean, I hate to listen, I hate to be that guy, right? But they explicitly said that Shy is not a class for PvP.
yeah, it's
So if
definitely
you're
an out of the
playing
norm.
Shy for PvP, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Shy was designed to be a class literally made from desync itself. Have you seen the bubble? Trying to get in and out of that thing.
Oh, dude, Sasha hates the bubble
That
more
is-
than PA apparently.
That is weaponized desync.
Dude,
I don't
that's
know
impressive
what else
when
it
you
could
can
be.
when you can make someone who hates PA hate another skill more. That's impressive.
Yeah. I don't mind the Shy
Literally
being a
weaponized
good support in PvP. I still wish they would remove that bubble and make its support skills cooler.
Yeah, I agree.
I think-
Nethios War. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
think I was gonna say I think the Shy's 100% should be they break out like this drum set and then everyone has to stop what they're doing and they start dancing.
It's a dance party, dude. Fuck yeah.
But you don't have control. You just start dancing uncontrollably.
And it's only to allies, so you just fuck your own guild over in a
it's only
yeah.
just like the bubble, when you block your own teammates.
Yeah.
Or when you trap everybody at Garmoth when the AoE's about to hit.
Yeah, this shit.
Oh,
So
fun
can't-
times. Methios War says, wish they fixed DP or at least made frontliners able to frontline with Ranger Succession and Sorc Succession, possibly with Wizard Witch Succession. More and more ranged nukage and everyone just gets blown the fuck up. It is annoying.
Get DP noob.
Get
Dude,
DP, dude.
I
It
do
solves
think
all your problems.
This new 2-person grind spot is step 1 though. If people were incentivized to get DP because there's a grind spot that gives a lot of money for being having survivability, would help. Also, I still think the enhancement chance. I know people are going to disagree with me, especially people that already have full pen armors, but I really think the enhancement chance on armor should be slightly higher to go to pen than on weapons. Just my opinion.
Are you trying to make cancer for me? I'm not even on armor yet.
Well, that's what I mean, though. But like, if they made it easier for you to get your armors to pen, I think that would be
Saying
a
increase
good thing.
the chance of
increase the
getting
chance.
pen.
Make it easier to
on
get
pen armor.
Okay.
DP.
For some reason, I interpret that the opposite.
So, like, on
Yeah.
pen weapon, it would stay, like, 3%. At, 100 stacks? It's, like, 3%, 2 point something, I think? I
Right.
don't know.
Make it almost
And
like
then-
Black Star
Yeah.
chance. I mean, the point of that would be because there's just less, or my reasoning, there's just less incentive to get DP in general in the game outside of PvP, whereas like AP just benefits everything you do.
Well, how about this? How about they make a grind spot that you can have multiple people on, but so say for example, the moment you enter this grind spot, you automatically start ticking down in HP. You have DP to help reduce the damage you take from the monsters, but every time you kill a monster, instead of getting trash loot, you would get one item, but it also restores your HP. Kind of like Diablo 2 health globes, but you would get an item from it. So the whole time, it's not really necessarily just the damage you're dealing that you're worried about, but also your survivability to reduce the damage because you're getting a constant burn.
Yeah, but if you get more damage, then you just get more health clubs, and then you just never die regardless of
Yeah, it would backfire, and like
Shit.
you would just use a Papa Frenzy draft and recover your HP.
All right, hold on. I got to bring this back. to the drawing board.
Yeah, I don't know what they can do, honestly. I don't know. So Austin Lee says, I feel PA needs to add / buff HP gear. The problem with buffing DR evasion too much is that healing and HP pots can make fights way too long. I think introducing more gear is the way to go, honestly. I really do.
Like
I know
another
they
slot.
I know they said, yeah. Like,
Give us
or just like
knee
better,
pads.
or just better armor. Like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, just we need more. I don't think this is I don't know if you can just straight up fix the problem with like doing that, but I think it would help. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah, this Black Star armor idea sounds interesting to me.
It is interesting, and I'm
Right.
very curious to see how it ends up affecting like the meta.
Hmm. I might actually. I'm gonna have to enhance that myself. Fuck.
Kelly Zerugby says, I like the bounty idea. I think the bounty idea would be a good way to encourage PvP. One way to kind of make sure it's not abused is to put in mechanics / rewards that make it hard to deal, or make it hard for people to cheat the system. For instance, the bounty can only be placed with the black dude in Velia that you use to find other players. The cost for placing a bounty should cost you between 50 and 100 energy or more, and also silver as well. Whoever placed the bounty cannot get any rewards from someone else hunting the bounty. And if you're in a guild, then your guild members cannot also benefit from killing the bounty. Now, once the bounty is placed, you'll have a tracer on the bounty sheet that will give the current location server of the bounty. It will give an aggregate of the bounty's gear level, more of a range or difficulty of the bounty, depending on how many kills they have under their belt. The bounty goes up when another bounty is placed on the same person, and also in addition to that, the bounty also slowly increases the more people he kills. Once the bounty reaches a certain level, the bounty can become like a field boss, and everyone that wants to participate gets a chance to click a button that transfers them to the bounty's location. The bounty also cannot use escape mechanics and even has to kill everyone or outlast the timer. If the bounty succeeds in either part of the reward, money goes to clearing the bounty, and they get a cut as well. If the bounty fails to get everyone some silver reward, a box, some decent goodies. Also, if the bounty becomes a field boss, they get a buff to resistance, AP, DP, evasion, and other stats. That's just what I thought off the top of my head.
Oh, yeah?
The
Off the top of your head.
Off the top of his head. The issue with any bounty system is it's going to be abused in a way that you can't stop, and that's going to be everyone on the server is going to put a bounty on Tim Allen.
I have a solution. Now I forget, like that whole system sounds interesting, but it sounds really complicated. What about this? Keep it nice and simple. You can opt in to be a person that can be bounty hunted. It's 100% on you. You can opt into it. And there's rewards for staying alive as long as you can, but you have to be in like zones that count as bounty hunting zones. Like you have to be in a grind spot within the parameters of a grind spot, like on your character active. And you're seen on the map. Like people can see these bounties on the map, and then they can go hunt you for money. Or if you can stay alive long enough, you get a reward.
Wait. What did you say the reward was for opting in?
I mean, I don't know what the reward would be. I didn't come up. This actually is off the top of my head.
Hold on. I'll expand on that. I kind of like where you're going with it. All right. So say you opt into this thing.
Okay.
You get like an Arsha style buff for item increase.
Okay. Yeah. Your drop rates increase like a lot. And maybe you even get like a silver reward for killing people. Like every time you kill someone, you get like trash loot or something.
Well, how do you prevent that from being abused?
Well, I mean, you just make the trash loot straight up not better than actually grinding. So it's just like in lieu of. Or like you can add, I don't know, like the reward for like the bounty would just be like a drop rate buff, I guess. I mean, it would be easy to not abuse because they'd be on the map and you can go hunt them and get your own reward. So, like, yeah, they're friends. They can sit there and have them farm their own friends, but you can go there and kill them. And then in these zones, maybe make it like, I don't know, you opt into the hunt as well. So when you're opted into the hunt, other bounty hunters can kill you on the way to that guy. That would be dope, dude. That shit sounds fun. I don't know. You can make it an opt-in way that makes it less abusable.
I think there's like something here that could be figured out, but
because
I don't know.
The reason
just add a like cooldown for like how many times you can kill someone before you can't kill them anymore.
Here's what I'm thinking in a more general sense, Rez, because like for me, obviously it would be really fun to hunt someone down and kill them, but I actually think it would be fun to know, like my character is on the map right now and people are about to come after me, and I got to defend myself. I think that would be so much fun.
Oh, and someone commented in my stream saying someone that also opts in that is a wanted person. They can't party.
They can't what?
They can't party up, and guild, and it can't party up, and also guild members can attack you, so they can't assist you.
What if it was like, what if you opt into the bounty system, right?
Okay.
So you make it a thing where it's like you go to I don't know, somewhere in the desert. I don't think it should be McQuinn, but maybe it can be. I don't know. And you say something like, "Hey, we need you to hide this thing for us." And so you take this quest that, you know, you're hiding this thing now. So that's opting into the bounty thing. It's an item in your inventory. Mm-hmm. But they say you need to do it anonymously. So it essentially it works like you're guildless.
Okay.
So you're not associated with anybody, right? And you can't party up or anything like that. So then, however long you're able to hold on to this item, aka not be killed, you're going to get more money from those people for being able to hide it. But there's another place, let's say in like, I don't know, Alta Nova, where you talk to a guy that says, hey, we need you to go into like the desert and get this item from, these people. And it's like, this guy has it. We got intel that this guy has it right now, basically.
Right.
And then like the faster you go and like kill them, let's say, then the more rewards you get. But it's like you can't, like Nayashe was saying, like a cooldown on like family based, basically. So it can't be like I go and get the thing, and then Nayashe gets the quest, and then he kills me, and then we repeat that like 7 times. You can only do it like, I don't know, like once a day against the same like family or something like that.
Well, not maybe once a day, but like a 5-minute cooldown between, because I mean, there's times when those players come back because they're salty.
Yeah. But what if it was like a daily quest though?
Yeah, I mean, like
Cool.
all
What
of
if it
these
was a daily
systems-
quest and you could pick a side? So you either pick to go like get the item, or you pick to go like retrieve the item.
What do you think is worse? Having a bounty system that can be abused where people are killing each other too much, or just not having one at all?
Well, all right. If you think about this, a bounty system where someone's, literally farming one of their buddies to get.
Well,
whatever.
that, but
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's only one person's actually benefiting from that, whereas another is just
But-
wasting their time. Now,
That's not
the argument would be like, oh, they can.
depending on how the system is implemented. That's not the only type of abuse that can happen. If we're talking like a traditional bounty system where you say, I'm putting 100 million silver on whoever kills this person,
right.
then like I said earlier, you're gonna have half the server putting a fucking 10 million silver bounty on 10
yeah.
head.
And in
I
that
honestly
case,
think I like that, because if you put out like a quest, like a player-made quest to kill X player,
Mhm.
and attach it to their family name or their specific character, and then you set the reward, I think that would be fair. Create a player-based.
oh,
No,
where you
dude.
pay for it?
No way.
Yes, but there'd have to be a cooldown so the same person's not getting hit constantly.
Yeah,
Like that's you could literally like you would have to have so much restrictions in place so that like people just don't
not really.
they don't like from playing the game.
Just make some simple rules and restrictions so that no one can just like clearly make shitloads of money by transferring money from one account to another, and then that's
But that's not the type of abuse I'm talking about, Nayashe. I'm talking about preventing someone from playing the game by having you and all your little guildmates and all your friends and all your other guilds placing bounties on the same person over and over and over again.
Yeah, but it would be really easy to just be like, this
Don't be a
person
dick.
already. Well, no, this person already had a bounty on them. They can't get another bounty on them for 36 hours or something like that.
or
Like,
maybe not
what if-
36
what if-
hours, but maybe if they opt in again, if they opt in,
Yeah, or
to
if they
this
opt in.
again.
For
Well,
some
if it's an
reward.
opt-in system, then it's no problem. But again, I'm
Yeah.
talking about if they went with a traditional bounty system, which is you place X amount of money on this person's head. That's like the
Right.
traditional bounty system, right?
Yeah.
But if like that's what I'm saying, like you would have to make some way to like
we all
Well,
around
all
We
I gotta
all-
say is this. All I gotta say is this. Don't be a dick, and you won't get hunted.
we all are in agreement though that a bounty system of some form would be fun, right?
that'd be cool.
Dude,
Well, it's not just don't be a dick, Nayashe. Like, dude, like, what if the entirety of Aftershock just took turns putting bounties
Well,
on Shaky to where he couldn't play
yeah.
the game anymore? You think that would be fun?
Well, they can't target them in life skill areas unless they get the, and they can't target you on, characters below 50, right? So,
I mean, you would have to make those restrictions again.
well, I mean, those restrictions are already currently in place in the game, so.
I mean, I wouldn't want it to be abusable to a point where you can stop someone from playing the game. I'm not into that, but I do think I don't know. I just think an opt-in system would be kind of cool. Like if I could go right now, pop a quest like, hey, you have to stay in Secrea Ruins on Medaya 4 for fucking for 60 minutes, but the whole world can see you on the map, and if someone kills you, they're going to get 50 million gold instantly or whatever it would be, whatever the reward. But if you can survive for a full hour, you'll get 20 million silver, and for every person you kill, it'll go up and then cap at like 70. So that way it's like 70 mil in an hour, and you have to survive, and people are trying to hunt you. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And maybe it would make it so that, in order to survive, you're actually going to unique places in this game that people normally don't go
Right.
to.
You're hiding in
You-
Gyfin
you're already-
underground, dude.
Or like going to the orcs in Calpheon, like chilling out over there, kind of thing.
But then you also have like I don't know.
No, we're trying to stay positive, dude. There's some things that'll be abusable for sure. They'd have to figure it out. It'd be hard.
What's the
Just
shy
not-
with like 550 DP? Like, what if he gets
Chaos
it?
Remnant? Oh, Divios?
Divios, yeah.
Right. Well, then what if like I don't know. Maybe you can, if you group up, like a group of 5 can go, and the reward is split
Like a
between the
group
party
bounty
members.
thing?
Yeah, and then the reward's
Yeah, that
split.
could work.
Group grinding Divios.
Oh my god.
Oh no, dude.
I mean, that dude is like a world boss, so
Yeah. No, I gotta do.
Divio.
Just popped a lose scrum grinding Divios right now.
yeah, right, dude.
Wow.
All right, let's keep moving. Kelly Zeregby also says I haven't been playing for as long as some elites. Haven't done a node siege before, but I've heard this term merc. What does it mean, and how do I do it in game? So when people talk about the merc system or mercs, they're referring to mercenaries and the mercenary system. When you are in a, or actually you don't have to be in a guild, but say another guild is doing a node war, you can ask them to be a mercenary for them, and then they can send you a mercenary contract. And then you can go to war with them, basically, their next like node war or whatever. And then it will kick you back out to your own guild, or if you're guildless, just back out into the open world. I think 10 minutes after node war time is over with, right? Isn't it 10 minutes?
To kick someone, or to do what?
Whenever it kicks everybody back out from the merc system.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes after node war ends.
Yeah, so basically it allows you to be in their guild for like the node war, essentially. Or for Siege is probably when you've heard us talk about it. So in Siege, there's no cap on the amount of mercs you can have. So guilds like Challenger will have 50 people of their own people, and then they'll have 50 mercs. So they have 100 people, but 50 of them aren't even from their own guild. So then you have other guilds that actually did bring like 90 of their own people saying like, well, this doesn't seem fair. There's only actually 50 Challenger that were fighting. Like, this doesn't make sense. So there's a lot of people that have a lot of issues with the merc system in its current form. One of the biggest of which is the no cap on Siege, I think.
Yeah, it's the biggest and most easy solution too. Like, I don't know, even just capping it at 10, so that still like people can go in and do it, and it makes a difference, but it's not 50. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It blows my mind that there's not a cap on it after all this time. I don't understand how that's still a thing.
Yeah.
And like I agree with Sasha, like that's the one thing that, like, because I love the merc system and I think it's really fun to be able to go out and fight with other guilds and stuff, but it does promote, or rather detract from, like building a guild together and getting strong together, you know, because it's like, why am I going to be with you? I could just go PvP with whoever I want, whenever I want.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's give and take. I don't know.
Adamemnon Spaz says, come on, my name isn't that difficult to pronounce. Ever heard of the Spartan king Agamemnon in the story of Troy? Our guild has some leadership changes. I'd like you to expand on what the Big Sasha, put that "the" in front of it, the Big Sasha said about building guild loyalty. We're trying to do con as our guild content and dipping our toes into PvP, but with sea monster hunting getting nerfed into oblivion, we can no longer afford to build for node wars long term. And then parentheses, I didn't start with any pre-existing friend group in this guild.
Yeah. I think what Sasha does, when I was in there, what he would do is, like, obviously for Node War and Siege, you're always in voice, and it's mandatory you're in voice. But also for GVGs, he makes people go in voice. Like, if you're not in voice, then don't come. But he also would, like, really, like, if you're grinding right now, if I see you enhancing and shit when we're in a serious GVG, like, you're out of the guild. You know, like that sort of thing. So he would make everyone, like, kind of play and participate and do shit together. I mean, that's all you really can do, you know? It's not really a whole lot, but I think that was kind of his thing. It's like trying to do activities and tournaments and Arena Varsha and participate in stuff together to get people doing stuff together. Like that was one thing that we did have success with, Rez, is like the guild tournaments were always so much fun and brought everyone together. And remember, we would do We actually would do a guild tournament where you didn't have to participate, but you had to be there, and it would count as a Node War attendance. And I always thought those were pretty cool.
You just had to like show up, basically.
Yeah, you just had
and,
to
like,
be there and voice,
be a part of it.
Yeah, and hang out.
Even if you didn't want to participate. Yeah.
Yeah, tournaments are fun.
I mean, guild loyalty is a hard thing. The real thing is like you just have to become like friends with your guildmates, honestly.
Yeah,
like, that's really all it is. Every guild has to have a core, like basically a core of friends, and like people are gonna come and go all the time. You can't stop them from doing that, but as long as your guild has a core, then you'll be fine.
Yeah,
honestly.
usually the core attracts others.
Yeah.
And then you expand on that core. But
so like in Clash, like I honestly think Clash has like a really big core. Like we only have like 50 something members, but our core is probably like 20 members, like large, honestly. What I would consider the core anyway. It's like really big. Like we're all really good friends, and that's why like we're very content with like where we are and what we're doing. We're not trying to like be anything that we're not. So it's because we all like agree on what we're doing and like the direction that the guild is in right now. So it's like the more people you can have in like your quote unquote core, then the more structurally like sound your guild will be, basically, I think is what I'm trying to say. And that's why guild merges usually don't work, is because you have two cores coming together that 9 times out of 10, like the cores never, like the guilds merge, but the cores don't.
yeah, they don't mesh. They don't try to merge together. They have different viewpoints on how things should be, and they don't
like
want to
it takes a lot of effort on the part of the guilds merging to like make their cores like get together. So like whenever we merged into Hex, whenever I merged Bloodline into Hex, me and Mina literally told people, like, if we see you in the Bloodline Discord, we're going to fucking yell at you. Like, do not use this Discord anymore. You're in Hex, you're gonna use the Hex Discord. If you want to hang out with people, do it in there. If you want to talk in text chat, you're gonna do it in there. Like this Discord should not be used anymore. I know people want to use it, and they're like, "Oh, but this is like our Discord, and we can like still use it to like just chat and stuff." No, like do not use this Discord anymore. Go use the Hex Discord. You are part of Hex now. Like that's one of the ways that we did it to like make our guilds like merge, like actually merge.
But that one also, like you said, I mean, that one really only worked. I mean, partly that helped, right, with the people that were kind of like on the line. But I feel like that one helped because Mina and I were friends, and our cores, his core and my core, were like pretty similar personalities, you know?
Oh yeah, we got along really well.
Yeah.
I mean, that helped as well. But it's like, if like, because here's the issue, and here's why I think that had a big effect. They didn't want to merge.
Right.
Like, I forced them to. Because Mina was like, I kind of think we should, but I think we're okay on our own. And I agreed with him. Everybody else was like, no, we don't want to merge. We don't want to merge. We want to be our own thing. We want to do our own thing. And so I basically was like, okay, if we're going to do our own thing, then like you guys have to put more effort into it. Like we're a brand new guild, basically. You guys have done this before, and you can't just like not do guild quests, not show up to war, and like not be in Discord, and then expect the guild to grow. That's not how it works, and I know you know that's not how it works. And so after we took that vote, where basically it was like huge majority, no, we don't want to merge. It was like 2 weeks of like them not doing anything to like help me and Mina build the guild. And then basically I was like, all right, fuck it, we're merging. Like, they don't get a choice anymore because they're not doing it right.
Busted, dude.
And Mina agreed with me. Like, he was like, yeah, they're just not, if they're not gonna like help build the guild, then why are we here? Like, we're better off merging.
It also helped that when that merge happened, the leadership from Bloodline and leadership from Hex were like, we're not in a position to siege. Like, let's node war and see. Try to grow, because that's the other thing too. Is
we were very reasonable.
Yeah, when you get into a merger with like a group of people that are used to sieging and they want to go siege right away, it fucks shit up.
I mean, I think that's why the Resbach merge failed, because whenever we talked to Yoichiro, I can't remember, Jeff? Was it Jeff? Is that his real name?
Yeah.
I think it was Jeff. Whenever we talked to Jeff, he was like, yeah, listen, not going to siege right away. Like, understand, node war, get it figured out first. and then we siege. And then what happens? Like 2 weeks after the merge, it's like, all right, now we're sieging. It's like, hold up here, like, wait, hold the phone. Like, I don't know. I just like, you gotta like take it slow, take time to figure out if it's like actually work out or not. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But who knows? I left, so. Technically, I never left Hex. I left Versatile. Easy clap, dude.
True. Well, you did leave Hex, but you came back. You left
But
for
I rejoined. Yeah.
Republic, yeah. You never left me, dude. That's what I know.
That's the important thing.
Whenever I left Hex, I told you guys I was going to come back. I was like, I just need a break, and I want to see what other guilds are doing, basically. Like, what other, like, lower tier, like, siege guilds that are trying to, like, get their way into what we're doing.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, loyalty, hard to do, but basically you just got to try and have everyone participate, work together, and just be friends, honestly. You can't be strangers with your guildmates. Your guild's not going to survive like that. Laggy Skills says, bro, that Kuno grind looks smooth and fast as fuck. I might have to reroll. Also, that Archer costume looks good, but without the hat. As for the tier list, make PvE, PvP separate. And then Tim says he has like 300 plus AP. LOL, she is not good at PvE.
Yeah, like, okay, so she's good at PvE if you are overgeared for the spot. Like, at Star's End at my AP, I'm 285 Kudum. She kills really fast. At Secrea, I don't know, like, you could kind of make it work, but it's really annoying because you run out of cooldowns. And as you can see... Oh, no, you can't see because you're watching Wrestler's video, so... Never mind, secret's safe with me. No, I'm grinding on a Ninja now, and it's just... It's so much more smooth than the Kuno one. So if you think the Kuno grind's smooth, dude... Yeah.
You may not die says current state of the game plus recent Reddit videos plus this episode made me make this meme video. Did you watch this, Frosty?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I think I did. I vaguely remember doing it.
Okay, I'll watch
Oh
it.
yeah, it was yeah. It was a bunch of the like Succession and stuff, but with the Tyler 1 clip where he's like freaking out about League. He's like, good, fix the game, because I quit. I can't quit because I'm addicted. He's like raging and all.
Yeah, I did see that actually.
Put that on it. I remember watching that. It was really funny. Oh shit!
I know someone in the comments on it because he posted that on Reddit, and the comments on it were really funny because people are like, "This guy just needs to stop playing BDO. Why is he so mad?" And it's like, dude, he doesn't play BDO.
Yeah,
it's from League.
So Ochacha says feels Orwin man. Yep, feels Orwin. Perry Craze says 2 questions that I think could be quite big topics if expanded upon. So basically a wall of text. What do you think of the new player experience to the game? Most new content is good for people who played for a while, and content for newer or lower gear people is mostly ways to speed them along a little bit. The game does a poor job of explaining many of the game's various systems it has, and most community guides are tailored around grinding and gear progression. Do you think the developers and the community do a good enough job of helping new players and keeping them invested? And how do you think consoles' odd release order affects new players, as they have to be even more specific in finding information that actually pertains to them? I think there was supposed to be something like Succession, but for awakening weapons. If not, would you like to see it anytime soon? And after seeing Successions, how do you think it would play out in terms of class balance and the like? Also, why does Vidir's Dogma even exist for DK? It's so irrelevant and is never mentioned by anyone, even as a joke. I was unsure if it was real or not. Like, please change it for the love of God.
Jeez, that's a lot.
Alright, I'm going to address the new player thing first. And I do agree they don't do a great job of explaining systems, although it has gotten better over time. Like, the questing has gotten a lot better, the search function's really nice, and all the like life skill like resources, they also have like a wiki, and like the in-game search is really good and references and stuff. Plus, if you actually like, the thing is you have to kind of keep in mind is it is a sandbox, right? So it's trying a little bit to not force you into any direction. Because like the life skill stuff, you actually can learn a lot about the life skill stuff if you just do the life skill quests. But the Black Spirit doesn't ever make you do those. You have to like go do those on your own. But they're actually like fairly easy quests, and they get harder as you do them, but kind of like as you're learning them. And they have one for every like mastery. They have one for gathering and fishing and all that stuff, trading. So I think part of it is that it's a sandbox. It should probably be a little bit easier to discover. Maybe they should just have like a search. Like maybe the quest screen should just be improved, because right now it is kind of basic. And then separate it like life skills quests and maybe name it like tutorials so people know like, oh, okay, this is what I'd start with. I don't know. But I do think overall the experience for a new player now is really, really good. But I'm referencing that in compared to like when I was a new player, Awakening was just coming out, and it was like I had to snipe everything and grind at Soldier's Grave for money. So yeah, it's not that anymore, and I think it's way easier for new players today than it used to be.
When I was a new player, you grinded like what's it called, the wheat plantation to the south of Heidel. That's where you grinded.
Well,
launch, baby.
The thing is that's crazy too is like I think people think that they're only adding new stuff for veteran players that are already geared, but like the War Against Nest change is relatively new. The Fadus changes and the Polyforest changes are all relatively new. They buffed the trash loot in all these spots. Blood Wolves is actually good. Like, I don't know, and Sheer Ruins they changed recently and is actually like pretty good now. So I do think that they've actually gone out of their way to do a lot of stuff to make lower tier grind spots actually really good. And people just, you see like, oh, this person's getting 130 mil an hour. So when you're like, oh, on a loot scroll here at this spot, it's only 70 mil an hour, it's trash. But like, dude, if you're new, that's still so much money compared to what we were getting. I mean, before it was like, one, we didn't have loot scrolls, really, at all. I think the first like year and a half I played, I didn't even use a single loot scroll. Because I only had 10, I didn't want them to go away, you know? And then, on top of that, it was like, I don't know, what were we making when we were grinding Sawsons every hour? Like, back then, when we were 130 AP, like, 12 mil an hour? Maybe 15?
Right.
So
to answer the second question, if there was something like Succession but for Awakening weapons, I'm assuming you mean buff Awakening skills, but you can only use Awakening skills except for maybe like 2 pre-Awakening skills. That would be fairly interesting, but I don't know if it would serve a purpose, really.
yeah, I don't think they need it. They just need to balance Awakening to feel as good as Succession.
Yeah.
They'd be fine.
And then why does Vidir's Dogma even exist for DK? Because DK is just bad, man.
I wish I even knew what that is. What is Vidir's Dogma?
I'm honestly getting to the point where every time I see someone complain about DK, I'm like, dude, your class is just bad reroll. Like, I'm growing so tired of it.
Dude,
like
Succession DK is not bad, though. It's actually really good.
It's ridiculous.
I'm not going to listen to DK's complain about DK anymore. When
But
Succession's
the gaps, Frosty.
No. I don't care.
The
Here's the thing.
gaps.
First of all, everyone has gaps. Like, seriously. On your Zerker, do you have any gaps where you get caught?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, on your Meiwa, Nayashe, do you have any gaps where you get caught?
All the time.
On Sork, ask any Sork how many times they get caught out of Shadow Leap, how many times they get caught out of, like, when using Engulfing. Like, the gaps, they exist. And I get that they are worse on DK, but in Succession, you can cancel out of them. So you can either minimize or eliminate them entirely. And Succession DK actually is powerful. Like, really, really powerful. And has a lot of cool tools, a lot of really short cooldowns, and a ton of protected CCs.
So, actually, what am I looking at right now? This isn't the fun content I watch the stream for.
Looking at Balanos meals.
Ooh, window shopping, huh?
Oh yeah.
Looking at Balanos meals, dude.
Yeah, someone suggested I switch to that for my my Imperial and my cooking level up process, as well as getting to Guru so I can do Guru crates. But in the process of making Balanos meals, you can get byproducts from the blues that you don't want to use, and you can turn those into the mastered crates that you can use while you're leveling up.
We don't have the Guru crates yet in game, do we? Or do we?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay, we do.
They're
already.
800k a piece. So.
Yeah, dude, I gotta get into cooking, man. I actually have like cooking mastered too, or something on my cooking. I just never. It was like all beer, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the Guru crates right here. I'm looking at them. 800k. Yeah, they're here.
Anyway, yeah, DK's bad reroll. Zappy
Yeah, just
says the
reroll.
Papu and Otter stuff makes me so fucking angry. Gotta get meds against high blood pressure.
Dude, I just want to like in all class, like, dude, yeah, wait for balance changes after a couple months. If you don't get any, just roll, dude. Instead of, because you're not just miserable yourself, you're making everyone that has to listen to you miserable.
Damn.
No offense.
Yeah, you could
Frosty
be
on
just
shade.
you could just play Blader or Plum, Musa Mewa, and just trip over your own chase.
Also, if you
Honestly-
hate Ninja, if you actually like, let's just use Ninja as an example. If you hate Ninja balance, everyone just roll to Ninja, and then they'll nerf the shit out of it like they did to
I don't
Mystic.
like that
Yeah.
solution.
No, everyone
like
rolled
that
a Ninja, and eventually they'll nerf it, dude. Once they were like, wait, 70% of our player base is playing this class. Maybe we should.
Dude, every time someone complains about their class, I'm like, reroll Archer. Like, this class is so busted and so easy. And it's honestly like, just reroll Archer, dude.
It's a little bit strong in PvP, but I actually don't think it's that busted.
In large scale?
Yeah, I mean, is it more busted in large scale than like?
Witcher Wizard? No. Every other class? Yes. Easily.
Yeah, Ranger though.
Yes. Easily.
Really, Succession Ranger?
I've been destroying Succession Rangers in large scale. Maybe they're just trash or I just outgear them. I don't know. Every time there's a Succession Ranger, I just destroy them. I just catch them and it's a free kill.
I feel like I want to see if archers are destroying jetpacks.
Who knows? Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. Does General Morris beat jetpacks in a 1v1? What do you think?
Maybe in a 1v1, but I don't know about
Probably.
large scale.
Anyway, Will Motto says, I've been playing on a fresh account and you get a lot of DP and free accessories from doing the quest line. Just do Valencia quest line. You will get the DP pretty easy. For the tier list, you should combine PvE and PvP together because most people with insane gear to PvP, we use the gear to PvE and to make money, plus all the nerfs from bartering, cooking, gathering. I could see grinding will be the best money in the game and most people will do so. You should combine them together. You should do some research about the class, such as Ninja Tamer Sork can make a 4K7, 47K8 trash at Zagray now. I think there was supposed to be slashes in there. Not sure. But yeah, maybe. We'll see. We still haven't decided on what we're going to do with the tier list, but luckily we have plenty of time to decide because these successions have slowed down massively.
Yeah.
General Moores says Archer's succession costume has been leaked for a while. As far as I know, first shown by De Niros on the 3rd of December last year, and then again on the 11th. With that being said, we have not heard any real information about it, and a costume doesn't confirm anything yet. Even during the Countdown Banquet, where they talked about new content, including succession kits not yet released, they mentioned every class that hasn't got one except Shy, Guardian, and Archer, which we now have confirmation that Guardian is one. So you can take that off the list. The first two are obvious for their own reasons, but to leave out Archer seems very telling to me. As the pre-weekend kit currently exists, it just can't stand on its own unless they seriously overhaul it, primarily referencing to our melee kicks / slashes. If they do what they currently do to succession kits, Archer, then he would be like Ranger, where you run back and then pop people when they get far enough away. Parentheses, imagine Bolt of Radiance, Wrath of Nature, and Arrow Explosion with 3 times more damage and protection. So fun /S, which means sarcasm. The kicks / slashes would be nearly useless if they added protections to them, since what opponent will let you sit there and slash them with these slow animations, parentheses, relative to other stuff in our kit. And in large scale, those skills would be absolutely useless. So therefore, they would need to rework the fundamental animations or replace those melee skills to make the kit even worth considering. Although even then, it'll be another Ooker kit like every succession, so miss me with that. The outfit sucks too. Why is Archer shafted on costumes on every opportunity? Also, I said I preferred Defy Awakening kits 99.9% of the time other than Succession. Succession just feels lame since it's just AoE damage everywhere, and a lot of time feels like they CC themselves. Example, Ninja Succession just seems to get stiffened all the time compared to Awakening. I lack knowledge on Succession kits compared to Awakening kits, but getting Ook down instead of caught is boring at best, in his opinion.
Sounds like a class that doesn't have Succession.
True. Oh, I wasn't gonna say it.
Also, dude, listen. Yeah, Archer kind of gets fucked on a lot of costumes, but we have Lewin-Wolf, dude. It's one of the best costumes in the game. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, and you
bit
had
of
the
a
glorious
trade-off.
shootout with everyone else for a minute. Don't you wish you
Yeah,
got that?
I
I hate
have
when I
that.
play a class and I don't have it. Dude. It makes me sad.
Yeah, that's why I bought it on like 5 different classes. Because I knew it was gonna be. I was like, I can pick this shit up real quick.
Yeah, I regret it, dude. I have it on my Kuno and I have it on my Tamer.
I have it on Warrior, Berserker, Wizard, Archer, and I think Witch.
Nice. You're all set, dude.
I'm all set. Anyway, yeah, so any thoughts on this last thing that he said, which is interesting? Prefer to fight Awakening 99% of the time other than Succession. Succession feels lame since it's just AoE damage everywhere. A lot of times it feels like they CC themselves. Lack knowledge on Succession kits compared to Awakening kits, but getting Ook down instead of caught is boring at best.
The CC themselves thing I don't really understand. That's just players making mistakes. I don't know what that's even in reference to. I do think specifically for the Archer versus like Ninja matchup or the Archer versus Sork matchup, that Awakening is easier just because of the block not being there. So, yeah. I do think Awakening Sork could still Ook you down though. Let's not pretend. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the stiffen themselves, I don't really understand that. There's no skills that CC yourself, so I don't know what he's referring to.
Godly X says, "Is Kuno good? She just came onto Xbox. Might re-roll." And then Skittles and Dadum says, "Just played Ninja."
Yeah, Ninja's better, but Kuno's still good. Especially if it's just now coming out, I imagine you only have Awakening and stuff. And like in Awakening, I think she's pretty solid. I enjoyed her for large scale and stuff.
Did you?
Daniel Nerio says, "Finally, I can grind again with good content in the background." Well, you're welcome. Here's a little bit more. Oh, fucking hell, this name. Abraxas KB says, "Nice, almost 3 hours." Yeah, and we're at 2 hours and 30 minutes now. So look at that. Easy clap.
We're good at accidentally going that long.
Yep. All right, that's all of them. We're done.
Hey.
We
Damn,
made it.
I was able to do 2 loot scrolls.
Nah, she's like, fucking finally.
That's a crazy.
I'm just going through all my life skill stuff, so it's good for me to kind of like check out.
By the way, Frosty, I go in Nayashe's stream. I'm like, "Hey, you ready to record in like 45 minutes?" He goes, "Are we recording a podcast today?"
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Wait, you're trolling me."
I was so busy this week that even though it was like 2 or 3 days ago that we talked about it in Discord, that I totally spaced on it. Luckily, I only planned on streaming today, so.
Yeah, good things.
I got a Tungrad ring in both my hours too.
Really?
Yeah.
It's pretty solid.
I'll take that.
Solid.
More of that carried. Just snowball effect, right?
Some people never struggle, dude.
All right. Well, thank you guys all for watching and listening and coming out. And make sure you share the podcast on Discord, on Reddit, with your friends, in game, all that. We're trying to grow, you know. And,
even if they don't play BDO.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have some cool new art on the podcast coming up here soon, which I'm actually hype as fuck about. And once Succession's out, we'll do tier lists, and I have some ideas for some little content in between here and there. I gotta talk to Rosar about, but I think I'm gonna start putting up some PvP stuff on the Value Pack YouTube. Could be kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah, could be kind of cool. A little extra stuff.
Maybe we can make a discussion out of it. We can watch the footage and then like talk about how trash they are.
Yeah, well, I was gonna do like a highlight reel about 30 minutes long of me tendon cuttering Nayashe's back. I have enough.
Oh god damn it!
and then clips of his voice afterward, like right after it happened. He's like, "What? You were so far. The range on that. What? This is crazy."
Yeah.
I love it. I want a whole season on my desk next week.
Oh my god. We dueled for like what, an hour or so?
Yeah, we dueled a little while. And you convinced me. You're like, dude, Kuna's busted, so I rolled off. I was like, I'm not going to be on this busted class. That's not fair.
And then you went to Ninja.
Yeah, and then Ninja.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't understand what busted me.
Oh, it's good. I'll go Ninja.
I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't able to kill you. I could catch you and kill you for sure, but you're also not a really seasoned Kuno Succession player either. So
no, I feel pretty confident on my Kuno. Although I had just switched back to it that day.
I'm saying, like, most of my engages and whatnot are essentially the same, you know? Like, there's not too much that really changes as far as engagements is concerned. Main thing is, like, the stamina is where the biggest difference is, but combos is where the other difference is, and that's irrelevant until I catch you. So...
yeah. I have if someone bet me money, like you have, or not even money, you had a 1v1, a best of 3 for your life right now, I would do it on a Succession Kuno. For sure.
Yeah.
Ninja makes such bad mistakes, dude. Like compared to other good ninjas, my ninja movement is so horrible right now. I have to like actually practice.
See, that's why like if you asked me that question, I would do Zerker. That's why I say like I'm still in the process of learning Archer right now.
Right.
Like I do not feel confident enough to risk my life in a 1v1 on Archer yet.
You'll just do your little speed trick, right?
What would you do, Nayashe, if you had a week to prepare and you had a 1v1 for your life? If you lose, you die. Best of 3. Would it be Awakened Mewa?
A week to prepare?
Succession? Yeah.
It was a 1v1. I had a week to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
I
feel like you'd have to do Awakening, dude, because your Awakening Mewa has been so scary.
Yeah, I'd have to do Awakening because it's just safer. There's more stamina. I can make better decisions with frontal guards and stuff like that. It just is what it is. Awakening is just, and it has quicker catches. You know, you add in oppression into the mix, and that gives you an alternative counter catch.
Right.
It's pretty solid. Now the damage is definitely leaning on Succession, but for a 1v1, Awakening is definitely preferred for sure.
You could you can sticky snowflake someone to death, you know?
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
It can make it really stick.
Alright. Oh, don't forget to roll your black spirits.
Yeah. Black Spirit Adventure check.
And also these snowflakes, I haven't turned them in yet. Which box is the best?
You do all of them.
The Let It Snow one. No, the Let It Snow ones. The ones where you exchange it for like a fine accessory box or a shining snowflake ornament.
Oh, those. I think it was the third one is the best. If I remember.
The one that gives you
the fine box.
Oh, you do the fine box? You gambling, man.
Well, I don't know.
The third one is the best. I think statistically.
Okay. And that's because the crystals are actually worth something now, right? Because I think back in the day, the crystals weren't worth shit, so the second one was the best.
Correct, yeah. But now they're like, I think the cheapest crystal in there is like 9 mil or something. Most of them are like around like 12, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, they dipped a lot. Maybe I should just hold on to them for a while, wait till they go back up.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks Nayashe for doing this with us, especially while you were streaming. Sorry for invading y'all's content, Nayashe stream. I know this isn't what you tune into him for, but hopefully you guys got some enjoyment out of this.
I'm sure.
For the people watching the podcast on the YouTube channel, make sure you check out Nayashe's stream. That is Nayashe_NA, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be in the description. Make sure you check him out. Doing fantastic things like looking at Balanos meals on stream. Very, very fun and interesting content.
Yeah, it's thorough.
And I'm going to be streaming twitch.tv/SoFrosty one day.
Dude, if one of these days you'll stream, dude,
One day.
Hey, if I say it enough, eventually it'll be true.
I think I'm a mod in there, and I don't think I've ever seen you online.
Are you? I'm going to have to block you.
I think I'm a mod in there.
Who's a mod?
Instantly blocked.
Why would your name be a mod in there?
Yeah, good question, right? Anyway, make sure you leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on Guardian and on all the nerfs and everything. If you're a DK, tell me why your class is really bad. And yeah, we'll catch you next week, guys. See you later.